Hey now. Hey now. We're waiting on Jesse, but I'm still just setting up here. But we are live. Let's start pulling people in here. List critics live show with and there he is texting me instead of just popping on. Oh, he's booting up his computer. Alright, so that's one Discord. Shit, I haven't put up videos today. I gotta do that after the stream. Alright. That's two Discords. Three Discords. Alright. And, yeah. I'm on the right scene, right? Yes, I am. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. YouTube video going up. Alright, let's see. Live now. List critics live. Oh, something is happening. I gotta switch over here. Barrel's hosting my stream. Hey, Likios, how's it going, man? I'm still setting up, and I'm waiting on Jesse. He's booting up his computer. Would it be funny if, like, I stepped away to pee and get a water, and that's when he came on, and he's like, hello? That'd be funny. Alright. Because I'm going to do that in a moment once I get all this stuff squared away. Is that published? Also, I gotta do my social media shit. Oh my god, so many chat windows open. Close, close, close. Alright. Get rid of those. Alright, Facebook numero uno. Share. Facebook numero dos. Share. And Twitter. Tweet. Bum, bum, bum. Something's happening. Likios, thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. It really means a lot. Your phone just let you know you're on. Also, long I sound. Oh, Likios. I do keep forgetting. I keep calling you like Likios, which sounds like you're licking some shit. Hey, I'm a killer. How's it going on? Do I hear a Jesse? Oh, it's a Paden.
Yes. Hello.
I didn't know you were even going to be here. I'm glad you are. We're waiting on Jesse, though.
All right, come on.
He's
Hurry up, get here.
he's booting up his computer.
All right.
It's one of those.
I am currently driving, so if you hear the wind tunnel going, that's why.
Okay. Well, you know, we're not even ready to begin yet, so it's no big deal. I don't actually hear any wind tunnel. You do, sound like you're on a Bluetooth, but it sounds fine. It, like I said, and you can drop in and drop out at any time you want, because Jesse's committed to the full 2 hours. So, if you got to go, you. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I didn't think you were going to be able to. That's great.
I just picked up a load. Now I'm on my way to South Texas, the McAllen area. That's like way in the south.
He'll set load. Oh yeah, you mean like a dump? Paden's a little low. Barrel's saying that your volume is a low. He's on a headset. He's driving. There's nothing we can do about that, you guys. Yeah, we're recording the podcast, but we're also obviously broadcasting it.
Shut up, Barrel.
Well, yeah, he was just saying that your volume's low, but he didn't realize, like, He just came in. But, yeah, there's not much we can do. But as long as you can hear and understand him. Plus, I have music going, because it's the pre-stream. Once I turn off the music, you're obviously... he said no you. You'll be able to hear him a lot better, Beryl.
Memes never die! No you!
No you is a really old one, too. I remember the...
I think that was like one of the first ones that went viral, I think.
Well, no. I mean, memes have been around for a long time, dude, but,
Who, me?
Oh, Jesse. Damn, you are loud. I gotta lower you. Hold on a second. Hey, Jesse, how's it going? Say something.
Oh my.
Oh my. Alright, I gotta lower you even more. Say something again.
No you.
Okay, that's better.
Man.
You know what? And come to think of it, I actually can make Paden a bit louder. From Discord, at least. Paden, say something.
Hi, guys!
Yeah, okay, that's a lot better. So I actually, because I can bring you guys anywhere from 0 to 200%. I had Paden at like 30% because he needs to be when he's on his microphone. But I bumped him up to 100. I had Jesse at 100 and I lowered him down to 30.
30 seems to be the butter zone.
Well, 30's the zone for people with good microphones.
Oh, well, this thing's actually pretty crappy, so go me.
Well, you must be close to it then.
I am.
We need to get you
Wait,
a silver.
Barrel, you did not really think that no you was a new thing.
Like,
Come on, man.
I think fuck, shit, piss is like one of the first ones, right?
Oh, well, I mean, you guys are talking about internet memes. You got to remember that memes were around long before the internet. The term meme...
The word itself,
well,
right?
Do you guys know who came up with the word meme? And
Unfortunately, I do.
okay, go ahead. Say it, Paden.
From Richard Dawkins' book, The
Yes.
Self-Esteem, which
Yes.
It's basically an advanced introduction into the theory of evolution, and the meme is the genes that we inherit from our parents. That, you know, when somebody says, "Oh, he gets that from his mother," that's basically what it means.
Yeah. It's any, and he, it was in the 70s, and Richard Dawkins came up with the idea of a meme in relating to evolution, but he also said it could also be any idea that spread virally, whether it's behavioral or whatever.
Man, Dawkins came up with it?
Yeah, Richard Dawkins, Dick Dawkins came up with that. I like calling him Dick Dawkins, because, well, first off, he's a bit of a dick, and secondly, it just sounds funny.
At first, I thought you meant the band Dawkins. I'm like, all right.
Oh, Dawkins? No, not Dawkins. Dawkins. Richard Dawkins. Not Dawkins. Not the power metal band. All right, you guys got to give me a moment. I'm going to step away. So, speak amongst yourselves. I'm going to go just empty my hose real quick. And all right, my mom just went into the bathroom, so that's got to wait. But I'm going to go get a water bottle as well. So I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes, guys. Gibbs, you're in charge till I get back, okay? Keep an eye on these two. I don't trust them.
Hello, Gibbs.
Gibbsy, you want a treat? Make your dad give you a treat. He's gonna come back and be like, "Hey, what the hell?"
I wonder if Gibbs can hear us.
He can, cause I accidentally said I said a bad. I said something that Gibbs understood, and he started whining. It's like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that then.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, basically that. In fact, I think it was actually during the Nuzlocke challenge, the one that's already uploaded.
So, how do you pronounce this? IMAKIII3R says, oh, so what's this podcast about again? We're going to be critiquing lists. I think that's how it goes.
Yep. We always start with Tumblr, then we move on to Twitter, which Barrow calls racist because of how much shit goes on there. And then we just do random lists for 2, sometimes 3 hours, depending on how good it gets. Now, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's ugly, sometimes I just want to strangle and say, can we stop? But most of the time, we all have...
Paden, it's
okay, so
good.
I come in here and, oh, I accidentally hit that. I come in here and I don't even have the headphones on and I hear cock!
Paden's got this obsession, man. I don't know. I can't even explain.
Paden's got a lot of obsessions. Which one is this?
Cock.
He's obsessed with cock? I didn't know that.
Sometimes you just like what you like.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was an obsession, though.
Yeah, I like my own. I pet it every day.
Okay, guys. So let's see. You know what? And I kind of interrupted myself, and then you guys came in, and I just want to thank Lykios again for subscribing with his Twitch Prime. It really does help a lot, especially since Twitch and YouTube is my only source of income right now. It's not a lot of money, but it is helping me out a lot when you guys subscribe and give me bits and stuff like that. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, List Critics bitches. Thank you, Riddle. That's what we're doing.
Hashtag List Critics on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm a Killer was actually asking what this is all about and critique lists.
Yeah, basically we look up like internet list articles and stuff like that, and we just react to them. Basically, we're kind of the original reactors. We were reacting before people reacted to videos. We were reacting to text. Me and Jesse been doing this since 2011. Paden's kind of a recent addition. Tanya was a host for a while. I mean, we've had other guest hosts.
Has it been since 2011?
2011, yeah.
Wow, we were so young.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, because I'll look it up real quick in my email, what was the first episode of List Critics and, what month it came out, and I'll tell you exactly. It's supposed to be a bi-monthly show, but that kind of doesn't always happen because we all have, like, lives and stuff. But let's see. Damn. There's so many emails with the words List Critics in them. It's kind of... I'm still going back. I'm in 700 emails, 800 emails, 900... 946. So the first List Critics episode was April 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
April 2011. I don't even remember what I was doing back then.
You were doing List Critics.
Yeah, I guess so.
You were doing List Critics. That's what you was doing. But anyway, guys, we're going to... as much as I hate to cut off Xenoblade Chronicles when it's playing one of my favorite songs from it, we're going to cut the music there. We're going to swap over to the List Critics logo, and we're going to do this.
Are we going to get deep?
We're going to get so deep. Oh my god, I don't even have that ready. I should have had that up. Good.
We're gonna get balls deep with Tumblr.
It's funny. It's funny that you said balls deep with Tumblr, because you know who owns Tumblr, right? It's like
Johnny Ball.
No, it's Verizon. Actually, Verizon owns Tumblr, and they're looking to sell it, and Pornhub wants to buy them.
They want to put the porn back in Tumblr, man.
They really do. They said that's the biggest motivation, is to bring the adult content back to Tumblr. Because when Tumblr banned all of their adult content, it was just... Yeah, it was just nutty. Like, there was a mass exodus from the site, and Pornhub was kind of like, we welcome you with open arms. We will let you monetize your stuff, and because they're actually a really ethical company, which is a strange thing to say about a porn website. They give back to the
open legs.
They give back exactly. They give back to the community. I mean, you'll see like snow plows with the Pornhub logo on them, and like patching roads and shit. It's the craziest shit.
Just another service, man.
All right. Hello, people. Welcome to List Critics. I'm NecroVMX, and I have the Jesse with me, and I have the Paden with you, and I apologize, Paden, that your name is not on the logo, because I didn't think you were going to be here today. I thought you were too busy. I thought you might show up at some point, but I didn't know you were going to be here for the whole thing.
Everyone already knows who I am, so do they really need an introduction?
You know who I am.
They might know who you are, but we all know what side our bread's buttered on, right?
Yeah. And Barrel just said, yeah, Pornhub's also filling potholes, which I did just say, but there is a bit of stream latency. They're all about filling holes.
Nice.
If you know what I mean. Hey, welcome back, Lykios. Okay, so we're going to begin the stream, as we normally do, with Tumblr Gets Deep on These Nuts. Okay, so
Got him!
21 instances of Tumblr Gets Deep. Number 1, Taquito says, the cashier asked me how I'm going to pay, like in terms of cash or card, and I just said money, because I meant cash, and she went, that's how it works. And then Gwendolyn says, I'm the cashier.
I'd like to imagine the cashier says that's how it works, and then they high five.
Video Sim says, bring back the VMX show for one episode and have me, meaning him, as the guest. I'll donate 500 to the channel for the privilege. 500 what? 500 bits?
500 hugs.
Yeah, right. Money. That's what my bro would say. All right. Number 2. Lobo to my Barbie says, 8 years old, college reading level. The weight of the world is on my shoulders. And then Rudin says, 20 years old, illiterate. The weight of the universe has given me chronic back pain. I can't say that I relate, but there you go. Hey, Sarah, how's it going?
I kind of can, in all honesty.
You're not illiterate, though.
50-50.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. You're saying you would donate $500, Video Sims?
USD.
Because if you want to give me $500, you can do more than the VMX show. Okay, I'll tell you that much. You can have a few streams with me for that. I don't think you're telling the truth, but if you are, DM me. Okay, number 3. Norks, or I guess Norks. Nork says, why are mini M&Ms so much better than normal M&Ms? And Play a Dick says, because there's this thing called the square cube law, which basically says that as volume decreases, so does the surface area, but not as quickly, by the square of the scaling factor instead of by the cube, which means the smaller M&Ms have a higher candy to chocolate ratio than normal ones. And then Nork says, I was going to call you a nerd, but that's actually kind of interesting.
What's funny is I completely understand.
Let's tell Farva because they'll eat those M&Ms whole.
I understand it. I just don't necessarily agree with it because I always M&M's is like one of my favorite candies out there, and I always try to like when I see a new kind of M&M's to try it out. But I'm always like, yeah, that's okay, but I like the originals better. Like the original M&M's has not been topped in my eyes.
I've always been privy to everything except the regular M&Ms.
Really?
I like a little something extra with my chocolate and candy.
I mean,
it's just not enough.
I've had the peanut butter ones, the caramel ones, the ones with like the crispy rice in it. I've had the coffee flavored ones, the almond ones.
The crispy.
They're all good. They're all really good. The pretzel ones. But none of them have been like, I always like, but I would rather have the originals. So it's interesting that you're the opposite. You're like, no, I need more.
More.
I don't know why I got so hype on M&M's. Number 4. 7 Eggs says, an old white dude in Taco Bell saw me wearing my Walmart vest and gave me a speech about how I need to quit retail and get a real job so I can one day get a car like that, and pointed at my own damn car. For everyone that asked, I just said, you're right, and then got in my car and drove away. Like a boss.
If you work hard and don't dilly-dally buying booze and go for it. It's possible. It'll take you a while, but it's possible.
I mean, I know Walmart pays like shit, but I mean, for all we know, that the guy might have a different job too. He might have 2 jobs. He might, have a different situation. Maybe he's a manager. Who knows? But yeah, it's funny.
Maybe he
but
was just wearing it for show.
I never understand the concept of telling people who are working a shitty job that they should get a real job. Like, who's going to do that shitty job then?
Also, maybe it's just something temporary while they're looking to follow their dreams.
Absolutely. All right, number 5. Daho42 says, Princess Peach was really just like, my castle is going to be a weird mushroom with maybe some living quarters tucked away somewhere, but mostly just magic portals to battlefields and slides. And everybody was like, yeah, you beautiful bitch, go ahead. There's a whole fucking room in the castle that's just a long corridor with a portrait of Bowser at the end. There's another specifically designed to be a trick of perspective, so you run towards a portal or of a Goomba that looks like it's right in front of you, but it's actually far away and huge. There's a room filled with paintings and then a mirror wall so you can see the paintings reflected, I guess. Princess Peach just has a bizarre series of magical art installations, and that's her house. She lives there. That's her house. She's like, hey, Toadsworth, can we have a giant grandfather clock that if you jump at it, it takes you to a magical world inside the clock, but depending on what time you jump in, the moving parts of the magic clock would be faster or slower? And Toadsworth is just like, okay, lol, in her house. What I'm saying is that Princess Peach is a fucking legend. That's just the first post. There's a few more, but wow, there's a lot to unpack in that.
Yeah, but I mean, don't know. There seems to be a gross oversight in that. Wasn't it like that after Bowser took it over? So he magicked everything, I like to think.
That's my assumption. That's my assumption. Because, you know, like in Paper Mario, it's not that weird, right?
Yeah, he's got the wand, right?
Yeah. No. Okay, so... I'm sorry, Paden, go ahead.
In Super Mario Odyssey, you actually go to Princess Peach's castle, the exact same one that was in Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart, all that. It's the same exact area. And inside, there's not a whole lot, but because all the doors are locked.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a cozy little place according to what Toadette said. There we go.
Here we are, like here we are tearing this down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the idea that Peach came up with all this shit is actually way cooler.
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, like Yo said, she's just an art buff. She's just like really into abstract art. But let me continue. So, because good heroes deserve kidneys, replies with, years ago, my husband sent an email to Nintendo asking them a bunch of questions about Mario 64. Stuff like, how do Bob-ombs reproduce? And who does the second baby penguin belong to in that? I bring it up because one of the 50-odd questions asked was, why is there no furniture in Princess Peach's castle? Nintendo of Europe answered every question, so I can canonically tell you that Princess Peach is so rich that she owns 2 castles, one for furniture and one for all of her artwork. In case you're... See, Lakios was right. In case you're wondering, the answers to the other 2 are through a mixture of gunpowder and love, and no one, it is its own penguin. And then Purple Possibilities says, there's extra, and then there's Princess Peach.
So she has an art castle. Wow.
This is the castle I keep my paintings and my weird shit in. And that's the one that Bowser decided to go after. He's not interested in political power. He just wants he's an art thief now.
Maybe that's where all the power stars were.
Well, that's true. Okay, Nego Raw Wiki said, well, they didn't say anything. They just posted like an ASCII art of like cats. I don't know why. There's a bunch of cats and there's a bunch of cats in a circle looking at little tiny kittens. And then Doomy says, this is abstract impressionism.
Is it?
I mean, I guess you could say ASCII art kinda is.
We should ASCII the artist.
Hey, Moogle Master, how's it going? God. So Dr. Barrel said about the penguin, so I guess the second penguin doesn't have parents, it just exists. The second penguin is God, confirmed. The second penguin is the avatar of Shigeru Miyamoto. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, snap.
He's got a whole thing with penguins. Every game he works on has penguins in it somewhere.
Penguin!
Maybe it's the penguin from Yume Penguin Monogatari.
I am the penguin from Yu the Abridged series. I love pagans platonically and literally.
Okay. Now we have to lower Paden because now he's loud as fuck.
Sounded like he was doing Nappa.
Yeah, like what? I just lowered him slightly. I'm just like, yeah. Earlier you were hard to hear. Now you're not hard to hear anymore.
That's because I'm screaming at the top of my lungs for no reason.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason. Okay, number 7. Athena's studying. No, seriously. Like, is the penguin imagery is usually hidden. Just Google like Miyamoto penguin. You'll find like all the references and shit. Athena studying says U.S. things that I only know from the internet and TV that I won't believe until I've seen them with my own 2 eyes. Girl Scouts selling cookies, garbage disposals, regular school assemblies, PSAs, and coupons. All of those are real, by the way. And then they add to it, can't believe I forgot, cheerleaders, serious school sports teams, split week. Still not convinced this isn't a myth. I don't know what split week is. Do you guys know what that is?
No idea.
No idea.
Holy shit, wait. Did I hear somebody else there? We have a Tanya. I didn't know you were going to be here either. I thought you were doing like a coven shit.
I was too, but I slipped in.
Oh my. Okay, Paden. Paden, you have to stop screaming because it's causing your Bluetooth thing to peak and you're getting garbled.
Sorry.
There, see, now that was easy to understand. So, Tanya, do you know what split week is?
I have no idea. Is it when you split a penis down the middle or something?
What? You know it's bad when even Carissa's in the background going, "What the fuck?"
Somebody was visiting Reddit.com before she came in here.
Well, anyway, Windsor Burb says, "I can't believe in an industry ripe with falsehoods you actually managed to list everything that exists." And Cartwheel and Faceplant says it's all real. Does anybody in the chat know what split week is, or should I Google it? Do we want to know?
I don't know. Do you want to know?
I guess
I don't imagine it's anything grody.
I don't care either way. I can't see anything anyway.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of results that all conflict with each other.
I just like that Insane Waden said boy.
The most common answer seems to be like a shared custody kind of thing.
Oh, so they split the time, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just I don't know. Everything else there was real odd, but did they not have any of these things? Okay, I can understand they wouldn't have Girl Scouts or maybe cheerleaders in another country, but do you not have coupons? That seems like a really common thing.
Coupon.
Well, at least they're not coupons.
Jesse, that wasn't even a joke.
No, people who say coupons.
Coupons. Okay. I've never heard that before.
You never heard some people have an accent, they'll say coupons.
I guess I don't know what accent that is.
A dumb one?
Moogle wants to know how you're doing, Jesse.
I'm still alive, so you know.
Still alive and well.
Well.
Okay, so number 8, this shows a picture of a possum on the floor screaming, and it says, "Me, losing my mommy at the grocery store at 22 years of age." And Ray Mac replies with, "Ma! Ma!" It's funny. It's something me and my mom will go shopping and we'll split up for whatever reasons. I'll go to get she'll be like, "Oh, I forgot, the milk," and in Walmart, it's a very big store, and then she'll move on. I have no idea where she is. I just text her. It's not that big of a deal. Text her, "Where are you?"
Yeah, it only takes about half a second for me to lose somebody if I'm not constantly focused on walking with them because of my stupid eyes.
Yep.
So yeah, texting is the way to go.
Stupid eyes. All right, number 9. Jenny's late wife says, "Remember at the Rio Olympics when they revealed how the Olympics village is basically just a giant fuckfest and how they have to give out 100,000 condoms? Well, I just checked and they posted a screenshot of an article where it says 110,000 condoms will be distributed across the 2018 Winter Olympic grounds. This works out to 37 condoms per athlete for a 2-week period. The rise of dating apps like Tinder could be to thank for an unanticipated increase in sexual activity at the athletes' village."
Good God.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking.
That is a hell lot of fucking. So Gay Tiger says, "I'm sorry, what?" And Jenny Slate's wife says, "Yeah, Olympians like to fuck."
I guess it's one way to train.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like I'm going to the next Winter Olympics then.
Wait, there's more. There's more. And then they post a screenshot of another article saying, "During the 2010 Winter Game in Vancouver, ESPN reported that a whirlpool orgy took place among several Olympians from Germany, Canada, and Austria. So if you can't get any proper privacy, then opting for a group thing might be a pretty good idea and a fun one at that." And then, wow. Then Gay Tiger says, "I hope it was all very gay." And Sarah Dominus says, "Proof the Olympics is a Greek invention." And oh my God! And the grand author, and he says the Greeks would be so proud.
Let's go back to doing the Olympics naked.
Yeah, they did compete in the nude in the original Greek Olympics, and Insane Wayne says, "Give half the village the clap." Oh my god! All right, number 10. Other window says The Shape of Water needs to be part of a series on monster romance. The Shape of Water, merman boyfriend, and like a little check mark next to it. The Shape of Fire, hell demon fiance. Well, I guess that could be Hellboy. The Shape of Earth, bog creature wife. The Shape of Air, thirst trap mothman. And then they reply to themselves saying, The Shape of Shadow, Venom. And Sleeping Ritter says, The Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. And then Triclops says, listen, I'm a monster fucker, but Ed Sheeran is where I draw the line.
What about The Shape of Heart?
Oh, what kind of power is heart anyway?
Yeah.
Number 11. So Mr. Bayus, I hate when somebody of these you got to look at a picture. So it shows a picture from I guess like an interview with somebody, and the question that they were asked was, "Why did you get into comedy?" And this woman, I don't know who she is, she says, "People were laughing at me anyway, so I thought, fuck it, might as well start charging them." And Mr. Bayus says, "Goals." Goals.
It sounds like it was like a line taken from Always Sunny.
It does kind of sound like that, yeah.
Like
okay.
About Sweet D or something like that.
Yeah, right. Number 12. Banos X says, I think it's cute let's try that again. I think it's cute that thing humans do when they see a boat pass and the people in the boat wave at them and they wave back for absolutely no reason. They don't know each other. They're not trying to communicate anything other than, look, I'm on a boat, hello. I see you on the boat, hello. In a genuine moment of wholesome human connection and excitement. That is true. Why do people do that? They just wave at boats.
They wave, a boat, wave, and boats, you see?
See, you're the only one making that connection, Jesse.
See, now, honestly, like, I always thought, like, and maybe this is just, like, because, you know, the whole Navy thing, but, like, I always thought it was a collective memory type thing where people will always wish those well on the seas, you know, like, you'd always wish those well who go on the seas because you never know what could happen out in the sea, so they always wish them well. It's a collective memory now.
They do it, like, at the beach, though.
But still, it's the same deal, though, you know? Maybe it's just me, I don't know.
Likio says, look, everybody, at the motherfucking boat.
Well, it's like when buses pass each other. Sometimes they'll go, you know.
Well, I think that's the drivers greeting each other because they are co-workers.
It could also be because Leonardo DiCaprio said in the Titanic, of course not, that's not the point. They're just living like...
That could be it. That could be it.
That could be it.
All right.
There's just no point to it, just do it.
Dark Meme University, this is number 13, says, I wish girls who want boob jobs and girls who want boob reductions could just, like, Venmo each other some titty.
Dude, I feel this.
Okay, so, wait, it's not over yet. So, Sunil Lonvi says, I wish I could Venmo my 30 pounds of titty to some trans girls, solve my dysphoria problems and my back problems. And
girl, I am down with that, girl.
And Cotton Candy Frogs just felt the need to repeat the most relevant part of it, Venmo each other some titty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anybody want my man boob?
That's, like, what do you get, like a giant straw?
Fuck yeah.
I mean, how does it work? All right, number 14, the Fairy Prophet says, Hera, Zeus cheated on me again. Persephone while sipping a Frappuccino and texting Hades. Sucks for you. And the Spooky Prophet replies with Poseidon, I don't know if I'll ever find love. Unsmiley face. Hades while picking flowers for Persephone. That's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. It's true, because if you know about these Greek myths, like Hades and Persephone were the only two that had like some kind of like stable relationship.
Wait, isn't that the one where he like kidnapped her and then keeps her for a little bit and then lets her go, and that's how spring, summer, and fall work?
No, well, no, it was that it wasn't that he kidnapped her. It's that she ran off with him, and then everybody came to him like, dude, you're hogging Persephone, and everything sucks and is cold and shitty, and we're not getting any flowers. So he lets her out. She leaves the underworld for like a couple of months for spring.
Okay, I almost had it.
Yeah, you were close.
That joke that me and
Hi, Gibbs.
had when we were like, we were like, damn it, Persephone, come on, where the hell are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Show up, bitch. Like, damn, I know you love your husband, but we need you right now.
I mean, I'm a fan of hockey, but I'm also a fan of warmth.
I'm a fan of nuts like freezing to death. Okay, number 15. So there's an article posted here. Oh, hey, Courtney, it's me. Babyface Spider-Man actor Tom Holland had to ask Thor to buy him a drink at a bar. That was the headline. At 21, the star is old enough to drink on both sides of the Atlantic, but when filming the latest Avengers film, Tom couldn't get around in on nights out with the cast because the bar staff wouldn't believe that he was legal. Chris Hemsworth, 34, plays Thor, had to step in and order the beers instead. And Nudity and Nerdery says, well, this is just entirely in character for both of them.
Yeah, I guess so.
That is true. Yeah. Doesn't Tom Holland have ID? Like...
Yeah, you'd think so.
Or does he give them his like British ID and they're just like, this is fake, get out of here, kid?
That's a good question.
I mean, I guess he could show his SAG card. I don't know if that has the date of birth on it.
I assume he has enough cards that they're not going to be like, are you sure you're Tom? Are you really?
Are you really old enough for this? Wayne says Hades has to fap for a few months. All right, number 16. Screena Jarlick says, being 18 to 25 is like playing a video game where you skip the tutorial and you're just sort of running about with no idea how anything works. There's a reply, but yo, that is real.
That is
the most accurate thing in the history of accuracy.
You're like, I got this.
So Rumbutt says being 25 to 30 is like later on in the game when you figured out how things work, but you've made poor leveling decisions along the way, and you're now horribly underpowered for what you're supposed to be doing. That is also real.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god, I didn't spec my life properly. Why did I put all those points into eating ass?
I invested too much into my Bard character, and now the rest of my team is just falling by the wayside.
I had to start my fucking career at CR England, and it made me lose everything. I should have started with Schneider, and I'd probably still be on my page.
Yeah, you were grinding in the wrong area.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All right, number 17. Hundo Destiny says, can these directors please learn to use dark palettes without making all the details in the shots imperceivable? I can't fucking see. Then Elward says, the characters go into a darker room. Me. And it shows like a picture of a guy like leaning forward and squinting. Why do I feel that... I don't watch it, but I've heard all the hubbub. Why do I feel this is about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, we need verification.
What is it again?
I said, why do I feel like that this post was about Game of Thrones?
What is the picture? What does the picture look like?
The guy's like squinting. Like, I can't fucking see anything.
Like the show is very dark, literally.
Yeah.
Oh,
because everybody was complaining about that. Well, not the latest, the one before it. Yeah. Everybody was saying that it was like ridiculously dark and they couldn't see shit. Yeah, no, the latest episode, all anyone could talk about was that there was a Starbucks cup that you could see sitting on a table.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, that's nice.
My mom watches it. I don't watch it, but my mom does, and she had to go back and look for the cup because she had to see.
Oh, I did too. I had to go back and look for it, and I found it, and I went, fucking A.
Yeah. Lykios says that he put all his points into surviving day-to-day around people, so he neglected charisma. Well, charisma helps you deal with people, too.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what kind of build you're going for.
Yeah, exactly. Number 18. Schwager says, if I owned a taser, I'd probably get curious to see how it feels and taser myself, and that's why I don't have a taser. And then Motherfucking Dragon says, please do not taser yourself. Your muscles may convulse and lock up, and you will not be able to stop tasering yourself, possibly leading to heart failure. Be responsible and find a close friend to taser you instead. And then Aka Waste says, this is the funniest fucking post on the entire website.
Okay, I like that.
Perpetual tasing.
Perpetual tasing.
Lykia says he put all his points into coercion. See, the thing is, I feel like coercion is the skill and that it draws on charisma. That's what I feel. Yeah. Okay, so Toshio it starts with a post, right? A picture of a bed, just like an actual bed, and the comforter looks like a giant like romaine lettuce leaf. And Toshio says, I'm about to have a stroke over this lettuce bed. And Happy Marimo says, finally, I can feel like a snail again. And Leafiest Leaf King says, again? Okay, I know. It's not that funny. Gonna have pizza. That sounds good, Moog. All right, number 20. Mareep says humans are very interested because no other humans are very interesting because no other creature has gone through years of evolution to be this stupid. And we are John Locht says sometimes the sloth's metabolism can slow down so much that it could starve to death with a full stomach.
Wow.
Wow.
That's messed up.
That is really messed up. I guess we're not the dumbest creatures on the planet.
Do you think in the animal kingdom there's like let's just say monkeys? Do you think there's like smarter ones and then there's like the dumb ones and people stay away from them?
Oh yeah, I mean I've had multiple dogs and let me tell you that some dogs are smarter than others.
Yeah.
This is true.
I don't know, but some of those bamboos, they will trade fruit for prostitution.
Yeah, bonobo apes and shit will like they got hoes.
That's pretty smart if you ask me.
They have hoes. They have like a whole hoe structure. Birds have hoes too. Like birds will trade like mating for like shiny trinkets. Right, Gibbs?
Yeah, but it really sucks when they all go away because then they get empty nest syndrome. Heyo.
Number 21, Wonder Woman Grad says, life problems I anticipated as a child, quicksand and ghosts. Life problems I did not anticipate as a child, the crushing sense of failure associated with botched social interactions. You know, I get...
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, I get the joke and everything, but here's the thing, like, did you guys agree that, like, when you were a kid, that you thought that quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem than it turned out to be?
Thanks a lot, Blazing Saddles.
It's not just Blazing Saddles. Like, it was a lot of movies and TV shows. Like, there was always a plot about somebody getting stuck in quicksand, and like it made you think that, like, not only is it everywhere, but like it's a real problem. You know, like if you get stuck in it, you're gonna die.
Cartoons made it look like instant death.
Yeah, which is funny because most quicksand is like 2 or 3 feet deep. I mean, you can't actually drown in it. It's
just an inconvenience.
No, well, it's worse that it's not an inconvenience. You can die from it, but it's mostly because if you get stuck and you can't get out, you could just like starve to death or die of like dehydration or from exposure. But
Xanthia has some good examples.
Blazing Saddles, Jumanji, Neverending Story, Princess Bride. You know what fucked me up? And not only Neverending Story. You know what? Okay, first of all, the quicksand part where the horse died in Neverending Story, that didn't fuck me up as bad as that fucking shit with the statues opening their eyes. I still can't look at that shit.
Oh, that was pretty cool, though.
And that fucked me up when I was a kid. And what was that movie, Labyrinth? That shit with the Bog of Eternal Stench? I can't deal with that shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, you so much as touch a little bit of the bog.
And you smell forever.
You smell bad forever.
That's just messed up. See, Barrel agrees the statue shit was mad creepy. All right. Well, that was actually... Okay, Paden, you can't be yelling, dude.
Sorry.
It actually makes it harder to understand you when you yell. I have no idea what he said. He's still yelling. All right, well, that was the last one out of 21. I'm 17. What do you guys say? Jesse, what do you say?
When I was 17.
Paden, rate this shit.
14.
Did he say 14?
14.
Okay. Tanya, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with 14.
Okay. All right. 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read, also from pleatedjeans.com. Alex Pettijohn says, I used to think coffee was a grown-up drink. Then I thought alcohol was a grown-up drink. Now I have finally achieved full enlightenment to understand that it is water that is the grown-up drink. That's real.
That's very true.
See, I don't like water even to this day. I can't drink regular water.
Don't you must have like shitty tap water. Like what about bottled water? What about like Poland Spring?
Well, okay, now like spring water
Fiji.
I can handle as long as it's really cold.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
You know?
Hate to break it to you, but there's water in all your drinks.
Well, yeah, of course, but like, it's
Not-
just, like,
not
water
milk.
by itself. It's like I actually gag.
All right, number 2, Megan there posts a picture of their toddler like jumping on their bed, and it says, "I just want to take a nap." That's not a joke. It's depressing.
Yeah.
That's a little depressing. Yeah.
All right, number 3, Magdalena says, "A real conversation I heard between 2 grown men at Tires Plus. Man 1 getting ready to pay. Is it a swipey swipe? Man 2, no, it's a chippy chip."
That's adorable.
I'm going to start saying those things.
Okay.
Shall I swipey? No, it's a chippy chip. But you got to say it like that. Paden, what did you say?
I said, does the chip have chocolate?
Can you guys hear him?
No.
Barely.
You gotta like speak a little like slower.
Does the chip have chocolate?
Oh my! Now I wish I hadn't heard that. That was worse than something that Jesse would say. And yeah,
I'm disappointed that I hadn't thought of it.
And I'm getting feedback in the. I mean, Paden, I'm sorry, man, but I'm getting a lot of feedback in the chat that people just cannot understand you. You got to make sure that you speak clearly, okay?
I'm trying to speak clearly. What else do you want me to do? I've got my head. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I'm just well, don't yell first off. I mean, you're fine now, but like, just don't say things too quickly because it cuts out. Like, it seems like there's like an overload or something, you know. All right.
That's short for you.
Yep. Number 4, Neek says, "Me during morning shift. Who the fuck closed last night? Me closing at night. This looks like a problem for the opener."
That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah, that's tomorrow's problem. Yeah, no, that's real though. I've been on both sides of that, and oh yeah.
Tomorrow's problem.
Number 5,
And of course, on both sides, you're always the one who's right.
oh, of course, always, 100% of the time.
Where's my bear?
Where's my bear? Put my bear on Bubba and get my bear. All right. Brandon Lou says, "Did it?" This is too fucking funny. "Did a photo shoot in the backyard today." So it shows this picture of this woman, and she's got like her head like halfway in water, and it looks like she's like in the ocean, right? Like swimming in the ocean, and then it's like zoomed out, and you see that it's like actually in a kiddie pool, and they're just like putting the camera really close to her.
Oh, that's kind of clever.
Yeah. Did a photo shoot in the backyard today. All right, number 6. My dad bought his laptop from a teen and refuses to remove the stickers. So, well, I mean, I don't know. The stickers are all kind of random shit. Like one of them just says golf. One of them says Thrasher magazine. There's a sticker of a beaver walking with a purse. I don't know.
That's a thing of the face.
That doesn't sound too bad. I know somebody who actually recently, their PSP stopped working, so they bought a new one, but all they could find was a Hannah Montana version, and it's like, whatever.
There was a Hannah Montana PSP.
Yup.
I gotta Google this. Hannah Montana PSP. Like, you're not. You're. Oh my God! There it is. Yeah. Holy shit. I mean, it's just a purple PSP, but
yeah, at the end of the day, it's just purple.
Let me show the chat this.
That's actually kind of cool.
All right, let me show this to you. Look at this. This is it right there. It's just purple. But I guess
yeah, like if there's any stickers, you could just remove them, and you got a cool purple PSP.
But there's not any. So yeah, well, that's the thing is right. Like, you know, so that's funny. Okay, well, let's move on, I guess. Number 7, Aisha R. Pandor says, "My daughter called me into the bathroom for an emergency, only for me to find this. These kids don't respect my time." So, Gibbs, what are you... You better not have a fucking dryer sheet. I'll come over there and take it away from you, okay? I'm just telling you. All right. So, okay, I'm just going to show the chat this again because this is stupid. Here it is. So the toilet, they put 2 like toilet rolls on it to be like eyes, and like a scrub brush to be the nose, and like another brush to be the hair.
Goddess.
And there's like the tube coming out like a cigar. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
You can see it? Okay, all right.
I've seen that before. Lisa shared it on her Facebook.
Oh, you've seen that one? Okay, it's funny. Number 8, Donovan here says, nobody, absolutely no one, not a single soul on this earth, not even their mom. Influencer, a lot of you have asked about my skincare routine.
Yeah.
Influencer.
That word gets
Oh,
under my fingernails, man.
It bothers me too. Number 9, Tank Sinatra says, my favorite part of the internet is when a millionaire tries to sell you a course that teaches you how to be happy without money. Oh, Tank Sinatra, that's a lot older than the internet.
I may be ugly, but at least
I got no money. I knew you were going to do it. Number 10, Chris Gidner here says, how does a person not know what they want at Starbucks in the year of our Lord 2019?
I still don't know what I want at Starbucks half the time.
Plain coffee. I'm good with that.
Just saying coffee is not enough, unfortunately.
No. Well, large. There you go. Large coffee, black. 3 words.
But it's not large anymore. Now it's venti or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, I know that you have a whole thing with that. Okay, so venti coffee, black. There you go.
Yeah, notice how we went from coffee to 3
see, now,
words.
Courtney says she went to Starbucks for the first time of her life on Saturday, but she doesn't even drink coffee. So what'd you have, like pastries or like food or tea or... There you go.
She had a burrito.
You ordered a small lemonade and got a weird pink drink that was okay-ish. Oh, they had pink lemonade there. I didn't even know that.
See, now why is small called tall? Like, you go to a coffee shop
my God,
and you order and you want a small coffee.
Okay, you know what? For when you do those routines, I need a picture of you in front of a spotlight on like a brick wall. Okay, and then we can put put a sign above it that says like the Ha Ha Factory or something.
What's the deal?
Yeah. What's the deal with Starbucks? Why is the small called tall? I mean, yeah.
Maybe it's Cockney rhyming slang.
Maybe.
I think Bowman the Squirrel already did that, though.
I mean, everybody's done that. That's my point. It's so hacky.
Airline food?
What's the deal with airline food? Actually, I can explain why airline food is bad. Literally, you have issues tasting things when you're at high altitude, so that's why it tastes so bland.
Literally.
Okay, Jesse, calm your ass down. I need you to calm your tits because they all twisted.
Literally.
All right, number 11, Hend Omri says, my daughter just asked me if the word encyclopedia comes from the word Wikipedia. Oh, man.
Wow.
Lykios wants to know, when do they make their drink size that is Gordo? I don't know.
Let's go to Starbucks in Mexico.
I think you need a 7-Eleven for that.
Oh, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, who's Gordo?
Number 12, Sean Maciel says, Hallelujah is such a beautiful song. I still remember the first time I heard it, in the soundtrack to Shrek.
Huh?
Let's just move on. Yeah, I know Gordo's Spanish for fat, dude. Number 13, Myra says, just because I loved you at one point does not mean I will always love you. I'm not Whitney Houston. All right, I'm literally laughing at how bad that is. That's terrible. That's like, if you would have told that joke in 1997, that would have been like the hottest shit ever.
You'd have killed.
Yeah, but it's not 1997. Number 14, Royce says, getting a call from my dad. Hey, son, I want to let you know that Grandma Fell will buy me ingredients for her famous chocolate cake, and she's not going to make it. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll be making it instead. Oh, I thought you meant because she's dead.
Wow.
What? That is like the dankest dad joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's top shelf dad joke.
The dank is real.
That's terrible. Number 15, Gabriella Tully Claymore says, me sending an email. Hello! Everything has like 50 exclamation points. Thanks! All the best! Thank you so much! Who does that? Nobody does that. That's not a thing.
Actually, you know what? I actually have run into somebody like that.
Oh my god. Well, you've run into everybody, it seems. Every Every weird creature that I'm with Sarah. She's just like, yeah, no, nope for me. I agree.
They're called influencers.
Okay, Jesse.
Hey, guys.
Okay, out of 15, I was gonna give this a 6, but Jesse just pumped it up to an 8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say an 8 as well, actually.
Jesse?
Give it a 9. I'm going with Unknown Riddle.
9. And the Paden, what do you...
Paden.
What numerical value?
Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. That was terrible. Okay, I gotta go to my phone. I have a bunch of lists on my phone, and they've been there for a while, so I'd like to get rid of them.
The top 20 scenes involve engaging Aurora Snow in 3 ways.
I said
20?
I said my phone, not yours.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I don't search for that. Okay, okay, so this one's from Ranker. It's people share their genius but kind of sinister office pranks that will seriously make you laugh. Let's see if we laugh and whether or not it's serious. Okay, office pranks are fun though when they're not, terrible and malicious.
If they don't come from the dick of the office.
Yeah.
Don't take my stapler.
Take my stapler. Yeah. No. It's not. You have to pee. It's here. Now you gotta pee. I would do this thing where I would print out like a giant letter P and hand it to people, and they'd just be like, "What the fuck?" And I'd be like, "Now you gotta pee." All right.
Yeah.
This one's from Little Red Hoodlum. One of my coworkers has a ton of family pictures all over his desk and walls. I was slowly changing them all to pictures of me. I worked really hard to find similar pictures to replace them. I even traveled to some of the places to replicate them. I just about had them all when another guy we worked with asked why he had so many pictures of me. He thought this married guy had a crush on me or something. That is a long con, and I really love the effort put into it.
Okay.
Yeah, because the payoff is pretty cool.
The payoff is shitty, though, because this person doesn't know how to tell a story. Like, we don't get a reaction. We don't find out how this person reacted to find out that all their family pictures were replaced with pictures of this person.
And you got to do it nice and slow.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it says slowly. I don't know. I also, they can't tell the story for shit. Like, I want to know, how long did this take? Was this a period of days, weeks, months? Years?
And what was their reaction?
All right. This one's from... Oh, let me close Google Chrome so we don't get those annoying boops. All right. There we go. This is from Final Edit. You know how you can fray duct tape and pull off little sticky threads of it? So I pulled off a single long piece of it and put it down the side of my manager's brand new car. It looks like a deep, horrifying scratch on the paintwork. The look on his face when we went out for a smoke. He threw his hands onto his head, his knees went weak, and he basically crawled over to it and pulled the thread of sticky duct tape off easily. That's a good prank. I like that one.
It would have been funnier if he knew it was duct tape and that still freaked him out.
That would have been great. But that's the idea of a good prank. Something where you make somebody believe something bad has happened, but then it hasn't.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, everything's okay.
Wayne has a classic one here. He says, switch the office coffee to decaf. Then in 2 weeks after everyone kicked their caffeine habit, switch it right back. That's mean.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
That's really mean. Okay, this one's from Jed Leland. There's a guy in my office who often comes to work in jeans and a t-shirt and changes into his work clothes in his office. He's taken over half of a closet next to my cubicle with his dress clothes. A few years ago on March 31st, I came into the office around midnight and swapped his clothes out for some Hawaiian shirts, checkered pants, basically a whole wardrobe of the loudest clothes that I could find at a thrift store. When I got there the next morning, he was closed up in his office. His secretary told me that he had been having a pretty rotten week in terms of workload and that he was in a foul mood. Finally, he emerged wearing his jeans and a t-shirt. He sort of grunted a hello at me, opened the closet door, and just stood there for probably 10 to 15 seconds trying to wrap his brain around what was in front of him. Finally, he just started cracking up laughing and put on one of the more understated outfits. He spent the rest of the day trying to figure out who had done it. Meanwhile, people from all around the office came in to behold my handiwork. I finally fessed up at the end of the day. He swore revenge, although he still hasn't made his move.
Hey, that's usually the best way to do it.
I love that this guy started in a foul mood, and then the prank actually seemed to lift his spirits.
That's cool.
That's kind of nice.
Hey, AJ, how's it going? Nerve
Hi,
staple
AJ.
turfs. I agree. I don't even know what nerve staple is. Nobody does, but we know it's bad, so. All right, this one's from Irish Guy Golfer. I made 20 copies of a paperclip. Oh, this is a classic one. I made 20 copies of a paperclip and put them in the paper tray of copier. A woman in my office made a copy and got the paperclip in the picture and thought that there was a paperclip in the copy machine somewhere. She was searching and searching and even went and got a flashlight and started looking everywhere in the machine. She was opening up drawers and panels for 20 minutes. It was pretty fun to watch. I like that one.
Oh, that's a pretty innocent prank, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've actually done a variation of that one, so. This one's from Batty3108. Not me, but a guy I know. He stole a coworker's novelty giant pencil, then started emailing said coworker in character as the pencil with photos of the pencil in different locations around Europe. He even got another coworker in on the act to deflect suspicion away from himself and used proxies to ensure the emails couldn't be traced back to him. The original owner of the pencil got so pissed off it initiated a company-wide hunt for the perpetrator. So far as I knew, it was never resolved, and Pencil McPencilface roams the world to this day.
Pencil McPencil.
Pencil McPencilface.
I like
the
that.
cousin of Bodie McBoatface.
That's yeah, there you go. That's kind of like that episode of King of the Hill where they stole Dale's mower, and they were sending him like pictures of it and shit.
I want my mower.
Yeah, and then of course he went insane because let's face it, Dale's halfway there already. Should we call him Leadhead? That's real, Likios. Okay, this is from El Tobarino. Printed out 9 pictures of Nicolas Cage, hid them throughout a coworker's cubicle, then admitted that it was me that hid 10 pictures of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no.
So they're constantly they're looking for that 10th pic. That's good. That's good. Yeah, well, 9/10 of the way there. Okay, Dale's 9/10 of the way there, not half. Okay.
I hope they're all insane pictures of Nicolas Cage.
Is there any non-insane pictures of Nicolas Cage?
That's true.
Let's be real here. Oh God! Closest Mountain Dew ad. Get out of my face. All right. This is from Nature Nerd 988. I created a folder on a coworker's USB drive that said cow porn.
What?
That's like something I would do to someone.
Wait, hold on. So I created a folder on a coworker's USB drive that said cow porn. He opened up the drive in front of a customer. It was pretty hilarious. A few months later, he was fired for downloading porn on the company network.
Oh,
Ow.
no.
Oh no.
Well, it doesn't sound like it was a result of that prank, but yeah. Okay,
Maybe that inspired him.
I did something like that to a coworker once where I created a folder on her computer. Well, okay, I created what appeared to be a folder on her computer. It was a shortcut on her desktop that said secret porn stash or something like that. And I gave it the icon that looks like it's a folder, but what it actually was a batch file that would force her computer to shut down.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Bravo.
cow porn. Oh, so AJ just said cow porn and then immediately said, I've seen that. We know you. We know. You're from Ohio.
Oh God.
Snap. All right.
I don't get it.
Ist Lion says, make a screenshot of a person's desktop and delete all. Oh, that's old. Where you take the screenshot of the desktop and then you make the desktop wallpaper. Nobody falls for that shit.
Nobody falls for that. No.
Come on.
Nobody?
You have to do that to like old people.
Like really old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carbon-based Mayhem says, I work in electronics, but most of my coworkers are Luddites. I'm technically in purchasing and sales, but I'm the de facto IT guy as well, since I know how to read manuals. Tormenting them on a continuing basis makes my day better. Well, this is a long one. My boss, the owner of our company, likes to hang out at home and watch us over the camera system. Our system also alerts me whenever someone logs on remotely, but he thinks he's being a secret squirrel. I connected a DVD player to one of the inputs, the one that normally looks over my shoulder all day, and played various loops on repeat of other security footage through it that I found online. This went on for months of him thinking that it was a glitch that allowed him a glimpse into other people's systems. He even saw the DVD player and asked about it being in the equipment rack once, but didn't think twice when I told him that it was from home and that I was testing it. One day he finally mentioned that he witnessed a robbery and that he was pretty sure it was a liquor store up the street. It wasn't. I knew what he saw and what it was, but my coworkers gathered around to hear him telling. It wasn't until I asked him what he meant by pretty sure if he'd been there to watch it happen in the first place. Well, first he kind of waffled about it, and then came clean that one of our DVRs was glitched and that he'd been spying into the lives of other people's front porches, loading docks, stores, and weather towels. Fast forward a couple of months, and now half the office logs in randomly throughout the day and night. I make a new disc every couple of weeks and reuse quite a bit of footage with nothing of note is actually happening. I've been toying with the idea of upping the stakes with a few select clips from elsewhere, Pornhub, but I kind of want to see how long I can keep up the game. I like that because it's still going.
That is crafty, man, and it's still going. That's cool.
That's cunning right there.
Yeah. No, the shutdown trick isn't that bad. I mean, it's just a shortcut to a batch file like Yoast. It's no big deal. I mean, it just shuts the computer off. And it was a work computer. It's not like it was our personal PC. He says, this boss sounds like a real treat of a moron. All right, this one's from Miss Stees. I used to work in this restaurant in the downtown area of my city, which had several restaurants nearby. Whenever we can get a new dishwasher or inexperienced cook, we would say something like, hey, we're out of ice mix. Head to restaurant X and grab some. The other restaurants were in on this, and the poor kid would be sent restaurant to restaurant until he caught on. That old... really, ice mix? What are you going to send him to get next? Stripe paint? A glass hammer? A left-handed coffee mug? I mean, come on.
Left-handed coffee mug.
The left-handed can opener.
Yeah. This one's from Rabbit Overload. Every single day for probably 2 years, I would step into the marketing guy's office and lower his chair as low as it would go. I found the guy really annoying, so it was, from my view, just a harmless prank. I guess I overdid it, though. One day, my assistant editor was sitting in the marketing guy's chair, and the marketing guy lost his mind and beat the living shit out of him. Holy shit. Honestly, it was pretty scary. Neither of them stayed at the company after that. I only confided in one person at the company that I was the one lowering the chair every morning. She never said a word, and I don't play pranks anymore.
Oh my god, that went dark. That's really bad.
Yeah, well, obviously this person was not stable. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, and I know that left-handed can openers are a real thing like this, but I was saying that, like, it's a common prank to send people, oh yeah, get me a left-handed coffee mug, a glass hammer, some stripe paint, a bucket of steam, you know, that kind of crap.
Bucket of steam.
Bucket of steam.
They did that on Pawn Stars once, where the old man sent Chumlee out to look for all this crap, but Chumlee is like pretty much invincible to pranks, so he just like basically took the day off and then came back with a bunch of crap. Like for the bucket of steam, he brought him like some dry ice, and you know, he had like actual stuff to show for it.
Hey, I think that episode's on Hulu.
Yeah, well, it's on the History Channel app, that I know. And Lykios just said that you could use like a glass butt plug as a hammer. Oh, it's nasty.
That's the thickest of glass.
And demonetized. Oh. Audible Nod is the architect of this next bit of fuckery. I worked at a home health agency, so there were nurses, PTs, and such at the office all the time. Jerry and I decided to prank Tom. I feel these are made-up names. Tom and Jerry. Jerry gets a urine sample cup and fills it with apple juice, and we leave it on Tom's desk. He'd figure a nurse stopped by for something and left it. So Tom sees it on his desk and asks me and Jerry if we know we left the cup of urine on his desk. We both shrug. Then Jerry says, I'm not sure that's urine. I reply, yeah, it's urine. It's in a sample container. Whose name is on it? Jerry checks. No name. I take the cup from him and sniff it. It's urine, I reply. Jerry says, I'm not so sure. All the while, Tom is just staring at us. I'm a half second away from laughing, so I speed up our planned routine and open the cup and drink half of it. It's urine. It's urine. Then Tom's jaw drops. Jerry... See, the best is the way he drinks it and then goes, yeah, that's urine. Then Tom's jaw drops. Jerry points at Tom and says, April Fools. Tom turned pale and didn't speak for about another minute.
Ew.
Those kind of great.
Paden, say that again. We couldn't hear you.
I used to do something similar with Tic Tacs in a pill bottle.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, like chiclets or some shit, right?
Or what you do is you take like a thing of speed stick. You obviously remove the speed stick itself, replace it with like
white chocolate
or cream cheese, and then just go to town on it.
Yeah. Or you could get in a Windex bottle, empty that out, clean it, and like put like some Powerade in there.
Yeah.
There you go. That's another one you could do. All right. This one's from SLP and a bunch of numbers. Started signing up a coworker for spam mailings to fill up his physical mailbox. Started out small enough with things like Good Housekeeping, J. Crew catalog, etc., but got progressively weirder until this small cubbyhole of a mailbox was overflowing with Black Entrepreneurs Monthly and Alpaca Breeders Quarterly on a daily basis. He never found out who was doing it. Even when he moved on to a different job, we started signing him up for the mailings at his new company. That's kind of cruel. I like it, though.
Yeah.
That they followed it to another job. You know, my mother did something like that to a coworker that she didn't like. She started signing up for all kinds of crappy, like, mail and, like, but it was, like, erectile dysfunction shit.
Uh-oh, getting too real.
Alpaca Breeder Monthly, though. That's funny. All right. Let's see. This is from No Fear 1324. Once a coworker did not lock his workstation. I flipped his monitor screen upside down and took a screenshot. Removed all hidden desktop icons and start bar. Flipped the screen upright. So while the desktop looked normal, the mouse would move in the opposite direction and he could not click on anything. He got really upset when he could not clock back in, and I helped him then. That's lame.
That's a
Yeah,
bit lame.
you can do better. Especially with the
lame.
whole no fear
Yeah.
thing. Is it 1999?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Come on, man. Get with the program. This one's from 8FCA. God. We ordered Chinese takeout for lunch, and I had just gotten over a cold. I took a chunk of my egg drop soup and hid it in my hand, pretending to sneeze, and discreetly flung my soup chunk at my coworker. It landed, of all places, on his lips. My other coworkers were hysterical. I laughed so hard I peed my pants, and my victim asked me if I was ready to die.
That's just kind of gross.
That is gross, but it is funny.
Wow.
Oh, it's funny. That reminds me of something I did. I did something similar to that. Okay, so me and my friend Brandon we just got out of a movie. I don't remember what we got out of a movie, and he's all like, "Yeah, bro, I gotta piss." So he has this like whole thing where like normally he can only go to the bathroom at home. Like he gets like pee shy and shit like that. So if we have to go to the bathroom in a public restroom, he has to have a stall. I had to pee too, so I go in there. I pee in a urinal like a normal person. He goes into a stall, right? And of course, like AJ remembers this. So he goes into his stall. I pee. I'm like, wash my hands. He's still in there, and I haven't heard any sounds of him peeing. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is taking too long. So I get my hands nice and wet from the sink, right? And I go, achoo! And I like flick the water over the thing so that it would land on him.
Aww,
and then I went, achoo! And I flicked the water. And then I just walked out, right? And I heard him like, oh man! Like, and so like I'm outside the bathroom and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. He comes out like no joke, like 5 minutes later. And he's just like, "You're an asshole. Thanks to you, I couldn't go." And I'm like, "What do you mean you couldn't go?" And he's like, "I couldn't. I just seized up." So then I had to drive him home so he could pee.
He's like a shit break from American Pie.
I've never seen American Pie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's from Eat Shit 311. Wow, what is this, 1996? My boss kept stealing my food. I would buy a bag of chips, and by the time I was ready for a snack, they were gone. Decided to buy a box of animal crackers and filled the box with dog biscuits. My boss called me things I have never heard before. All right, let's be real. Like, if you're stealing somebody's food, you don't have the right to yell at them about shit like that. There was another one of these that I read on a different thing where somebody kept getting their, like, not even their snacks, but their actual lunch kept getting stolen, and they had no idea who it was. So one day they brought in a lunch, and they had like this sandwich, and they just made it like the spiciest thing possible. And then the person, bit into it and obviously was not able to handle, like, they had like ghost peppers and shit in there. It was ridiculous. And this person got mad and started screaming at this person, saying that they tried to poison them and that they should be fired and everything. And it's like, but you're stealing food. Obviously, that person got fired, the person who was stealing the food. But
you know what the proper reaction to the whole dog biscuit thing is? Let's just say you're the one stealing it. You pop one in your mouth. You pause for a second and go, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, you deserve it at that point. And Courtney just told a story that that her mom keeps dog treats right next to the cookie jar on the kitchen counter. Her Uncle Ralph ate a handful of one of them and asked where she got the cookies because he loved them. I mean, from what I've heard, I've never tried dog treats, but from what I've heard, they're just kind of bland.
I've tried one, and it is insanely bitter.
Okay.
Really bitter.
I've tried the dog treats that I make because I bake them myself and I know what's in them. But it's like they're basically peanut butter cookies without the sugar, so they taste like peanut butter. But yeah, dog treats like you get at a store, I wouldn't eat that. I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This one's from Pineapple Spaceman. Made a new folder on his desktop called Russian dwarf porn. It's not as funny as cow porn. Russian dwarf porn, and then took a screenshot. Set the screenshot as his desktop background. For an engineer, it took him a ridiculous amount of time before he realized why he couldn't delete the folder.
Somebody did.
All right.
That's thinking outside the box.
It's basically taking two of the previous pranks and combining them into one.
It works.
Yeah.
If it works, hey.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. This one's from Geronimo, and then a bunch of letters and numbers. Every day I would get into the locker room before him and place 1 penny in his right boot. This went on for 2 months. After about a week and a half, I could see him getting frustrated. After a while, it just became the norm for him to shake the penny out of his right boot every day. He wasn't frustrated anymore. He was defeated and just accepted it now. So one day I decided to put it in his left boot. He came in, shook his right boot out like usual, but nothing fell out. He looked so relieved, like a huge weight had been lifted. Then he put on his left boot on and just fucking lost it. He slung the boot across the locker room with all his might, cussing and calling out whoever did this to him. I stopped fucking with him after that. I plan on putting a penny in his boot once a year from now on just to remind him. Nobody knows it was me placing the penny, and I plan on keeping it that way.
Oh, God.
And yeah, Riddle's correct. There are people who taste pet foods and treats and stuff like that.
That's morbidly fucked up, in all honesty.
Yeah. But Courtney, my dogs are spoiled. I mean, Gibbs is the most spoiled pit bull in the world. I mean, I bake treats for them. So that's a great. That reminds me of this was a stand-up comic who said that. I forgot the guy's name, but he told the story about how he went into a diner. You know how some of those diners have those like jukeboxes where you can queue up like a whole bunch of songs as long as you keep putting money into it. And they basically queued it up to play "What's New Pussycat" by Tom Jones like 12 times in a row. Whoa. Yeah, and he says like he learned a lot about people during this, and he says first of all you learn that song is ridiculously long. It's like 7 minutes long, and it begins with this like it's like this loud and like whoa, what's new pussycat, and he said you played it once and you're like okay whatever, played it twice and people are like oh that's interesting, didn't we just hear that? And he said like people are starting to lose their goddamn minds, And this was a routine that went on for like 20 minutes. And I'll skip to the punchline. Is that at the end of it, after 12 What's New Pussycats, and everybody's about to lose their shit, he put like one It's Not Unusual after that. So it was like, and he said like everybody was so relieved because they knew it was over, the joke was over, and that finally, It's Not Unusual plays and it stops, and then all of a sudden you hear, What's New Pussycat? And then the waitress like unplugged the machine at that point.
I thought it would kind of come around like a circle, like people would be annoyed, then they'd be livid, and then they'd be starting to sing along.
Well, like I said, I kind of skipped part of it because it's like a 20-minute routine. John Mulaney, yes, Barrel, that was the guy's name. Thank you.
Oh, I've seen.
I mean, I came across it on like it was on like what do you call it? That app that you listen to music on. Shit.
Spotify?
The other one. Pandora. I have stand-up routines on Pandora, and it came up there. Okay, so this one's from Clam Delicus. It says, I borrowed a hammer from my boss to hang a picture. Then I went back and borrowed a nail. Then I put a fake bent nail around my finger and covered it with ketchup and started hammering and screamed. He came running in and saw it and started hyperventilating, saying he had to take me to the ER. Yes, meow, indeed. He was freaking out so bad, I was laughing so hard he thought I was crying, and that was the beginning of the prank war. Well, that's like the intro to a TV show. Like, and this is how the prank war began.
Kick in the theme song.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that one. It's simple but effective, right? Okay, this one's from CPL Carl, man. Used to work in a maintenance shop. We were always pulling pranks on each other. The prank I pulled on the shop clerk. I took a pencil and rubbed the lead all the way around the outer rim of a quarter. I actually did this right in front of the guy, but for some reason he didn't notice what I was doing. I then bet him the quarter that he couldn't roll the quarter down the middle of his face from his forehead to his chin without losing contact with his skin. I told him it was a scientific fact that once the quarter rolls to the tip of the nose, it will not be able to make contact with his upper lip immediately. For some reason, he said, "I bet I can." He then proceeded to roll the quarter down his face, leaving a perfect line of pencil lead down the middle of his face. It took everything I had to not burst out laughing while he proudly pocketed the quarter. About a half an hour later, one of the electricians that worked at the shop came in, took one look at the clerk's face, and asked him what was on his face. He went to the bathroom and took it really well. That one wasn't that good.
That one's kind of cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Not compared to, like, the Russian dwarf porn and the hammer. And the penny in the shoe is my favorite one, though.
I gotta get going, guys. I got stuff I gotta do.
All right. That's cool, man. Tanya, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for coming by.
Wait. Before you go, let's rate this list, because that was actually the last one. And since I have no idea how many there was, we will give it a letter grade. I'm going to say B-. Tanya, what you got to go, so what do you say?
I'm gonna say C+.
C+. Paden? Do we still have a Paden?
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. What grade the thing?
B.
Okay, and Jesse, and it's not even that funny.
I'm gonna be right on board with Paden and give it a B.
How about a bear? Give it a bear.
Tanya, I will never forgive you.
Bear. Put my bear in Bubba, get my bear Bruno.
Get Bubba to get my baby.
All
I'm
right.
out of here, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming by, Tanya.
Bye.
Okay, so this one's from 22words.com. 20 people share the dumbest thing they've ever heard a customer say. I have the feeling this is going to be fun.
I'm sure we could all say something about this.
Yep. Okay, here's the first one. Hi, I'd like to order an HP printer. Okay, well, would you also like to add the printer cable as it is not included? Why would I need a cable? To connect to your computer. Oh, honey, I don't have a computer. I just want to print some stuff. You need a computer in order to print stuff. No, my son knows a lot about computers and you're wrong.
Wait.
I'm really wondering how she thinks that's going to go.
So, knows a lot about computers, but you need the computer. You know what? I'm not even going to bother.
Like,
just go on. Don't even think it. Just go on.
But wait. No. I have to think about this at least a little bit. Especially since my browser on my phone is kind of fucking up here and everything's
You're
vanished.
wasting valuable brain cells.
No, here's my issue with it. What is she trying to print?
Dick.
Fair enough. And Courtney just
pictures?
Yeah, oh, well, I mean, okay. But wouldn't you just copy them? I mean, okay, Courtney pointed out that you can print wirelessly from phones these days. I doubt this woman knows that. I mean, just her reaction where she's just like, "Oh, I don't need a computer. I just want to print some stuff." And my son
knows about computers.
Yeah. Well, that's like I read a thing once, and it might even be on here, but I don't know, about somebody who worked at like GameStop or whatever, and all these like older people would come in and like buy these like DS games, like Brain Age and shit, but they didn't understand that you needed a DS to play them. They thought they could like stick it into their laptop or something.
Like, yeah, this looks like it could fit into my camera.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, here's the next one. I'm allergic to anchovies, so no anchovies on my Caesar salad. There are anchovies in our Caesar dressing. What would you like instead? No, there's not. I had it last week and I didn't taste them.
So you don't have an allergic reaction then. So
you know,
just say you don't like the anchovies.
Yeah, just say I don't want anchovies. Don't say you're allergic to them. Like, you can't have Caesar salad dressing without anchovies. It's not Caesar dressing then. That's what gives it that tang. All right. A pleasant lady walked into the bike store I work at and asked us to take her daughter's bike out of her car to find out why it wasn't riding as well as it had been when she got it. I stride over to her minivan and I lug out a beautiful spotless blue Bianchi. Looked like it had been ridden maybe twice. Brakes were snappy, shifting was crisp, chain had zero rust and zero stretch. The bike was basically good as new, except the tires were empty. I asked her when her daughter had filled them last. You have to fill them?
Oh, man.
What do you think they're filled with? Thoughts and prayers?
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams.
Hippies.
I mean, if they were filled with hippies, I don't know how well that would ride. Okay. That one blows my mind. You love my angry customer voice? Thank you, Beryl. Worked at a gas station. I watched a customer pull up, whip her door open, and slam it against the large, shiny silver pole that protects cars from running into gas pumps. She then proceeds to furiously get out, scream with her head facing the heavens, and run into the gas station, telling me I need to be more careful where I place those. The thing has been cemented into the fucking ground for more than 20 years. I mean, yeah. I don't think the cashier decides where the pylons go.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta fuel up.
Okay. Speaking of gas stations, all right, mute yourself, man.
All right.
Oh, man.
You know, like honk honk. That building cut me off. That's real riddle. Okay. Man, y'all don't even know how to treat customers. It's why y'all are losing money. I'm going to Lowe's. From a customer yelling at customer service in a Lowe's.
Well, you're not going to have to go far.
You think he walked out and like got his phone and like looked for directions to Lowe's, and then like it told him that he was at Lowe's, and then he looked at the sign, looked at his phone, looked at the sign, and then goes, "Fuck."
Or
and then,
maybe he wants to go to the better Lowe's.
Oh yeah, he wants to go to the better Lowe's. Wow. Okay.
There's like 20 Lowe's in the calendar I gotta go to. So.
Okay. $11.50. The deal says any 2 foot-long sandwiches for $12. Yes, but one of the sandwiches you got had a regular price of $5.50, so it was cheaper. This is ridiculous. I want to see a manager. Actually, forget it. I'm never coming back.
What?
I have a...
Okay.
Wait. I mean, wow. Did they not realize that that's... You know what? I'm just going to move on, because yes, they really must be that dumb.
$11.50 is less than $12. Last time I checked.
Yeah, it is less, yeah. Maybe because it takes longer to say they think it's more money. All right. I have a coupon for a free sandwich, but I don't know where it is. So you don't have a coupon? No, I said that I have a coupon, but I don't know where it is. This argument lasted long enough to get the manager out of her office, in part because of how stupid it was.
Man, if it worked, I should try that sometime.
Yeah, I was just I could use hey, card. Yeah, like, I had a coupon, but, like, I lost it. It said I get a free everything. Wow. Don't even ring it up. It's for a duck.
What is that from?
Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, yeah.
Ducks eat for free at Subway. When I worked at a bank, I had a customer come into the branch angry because his account was overdrawn. I looked at the account and noticed several checks had gone through, so I told the customer, who got even madder because how could his account be overdrawn when he still has blank checks in his checkbook? Dude truly believed that checks were like cash.
Look at all this money I have.
If only. Yeah, if only, right? Wouldn't that be great? That's
like amazing. Free money.
Yeah, you just write whatever amount, and as long as you still have checks, you still have money, right? Shit. And they give you like 200 checks when you sign up. That's a great deal. That's too dumb to live right there. Yeah, I know. Like, yes, I mean, I had some experiences at Wendy's back in the day of people that are just literally too dumb to breathe.
People need a reminder.
Yep. That's why I say to people, like, how do you manage to both breathe in and out without flashcards? All right, a Chipotle customer asked for spaghetti noodles on his burrito while pointing to the cheese.
You know, spaghetti noodles.
I mean, okay, let's pretend that you can be that dumb and think that the cheese is spaghetti, right? Why would you want that on your burrito?
Some people are into some weird shit, dude.
Okay, you know what I think? Okay, I think that somebody must have told them, like maybe this is like somebody who's like dad pranked them when they were a kid and they haven't been told that they think that cheese is spaghetti, so they think that's what spaghetti is and that's what it tastes like.
What if it's like, sometimes when you're grating cheese and you get those nice long grated pieces, it might look like spaghetti?
Yeah, but you should know that it isn't literally spaghetti. Sparkle, Mr. Sparkle, thank you for the host. Good sir. All right.
Here's your problem, fishbulb.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for getting the reference. Okay. How many slices are in a large pizza? 8. What about a medium? 8. Okay, wise guy, how many slices in a small? 8. How can a large and a small have the same number of slices? Because we cut them all the same number of times. Bullshit, that doesn't make sense. Let me talk to your manager.
This is like an old Catskills routine.
I called the manager over, and he had the exact same conversation with the customer.
Yeah, this sounds like a Catskills routine.
Yeah, but that was probably based on reality. Wayne says his IQ has dropped 5 points just from hearing these. Oh, wow. Sparkle, T-Sparkle says he's finally moved in and ready to return to streaming. I look forward to it, T-Sparkle. Reminds me of that Super Mario Logan episode, Black Yoshi's Blank Check. Oh, there you go. I think I've seen a few of those, but I haven't seen that one. Worked at a scooter repair shop. This customer had lost her keys. She had us pick up her scooter and cut her a new key. Then she came in to pick it up. Walks in, pays, goes outside to drive home, walks back inside. When I dropped my bike off, there was like a lot more keys here. She holds up the key ring. You had us pick up your scooter because you lost your keys. Her eyes go wide after several seconds of confusion. Oh, that's right. We all stare at each other as she leaves, wondering how she functions in society.
Seeing those kinds of moments of realization, you just gotta... It's just delicious.
It's like Kelly Bundy level right there. Crazy.
Yeah.
I made lentil soup for the kitchen I worked in as a teen, but I put the carrots in later than I should have, so they still had a slight crunch when the first customer bought a cup. He stormed back in after a few minutes and demanded his money back because he was going to get food poisoning from eating an uncooked carrot. What?
Well, maybe the carrot was dipped in, like, toxic waste.
Yeah, well, cooking it ain't gonna help then.
You never know, might burn off the important stuff.
I burn off the important stuff. You just got to cook off some of that toxic waste, Sharon. I worked in inbound sales at a call center once, and we had a customer ask to pay cash over the phone. I thought they were joking, and I said, yeah, just send it right through your receiver. There was a pause, and then I hear, no, seriously, how do I pay cash over the phone? Mind blown.
What you do, you just take the money and you shove it through the receiver.
By the way, thanks for coming by, Courtney. It was good to have you. You know what's funny is that each of these has like a little GIF with it, and this one has like Fry going, "Shut up and take my money." All right. Had an argument with a customer that there was no such thing as an uppercase 5. So what he was typing in his email password, he was typing a percentage in his password instead of a 5.
Oh, jeez.
Uppercase 5. Wow. Used to work at a fast food place. Lady comes through the drive-thru and orders a cheeseburger with no cheese. Oh, okay, so you would like one hamburger then, ma'am? No, I want a cheeseburger with no cheese. Back then, a cheeseburger was $1 and a hamburger was 69-ish cents. So maybe she wants them to make the cheeseburger and then peel the cheese off.
To get like residual cheese flavor?
Yeah, that she doesn't want the actual cheese. She just wants it to touch the hamburger. Oh, okay. So this is the one I thought it might be on here. This is the Nintendo DS one I was talking about earlier. When the Nintendo DS was released with the brain training games, we had several middle-aged and older customers come in to buy the game who didn't own the Nintendo DS. They'd say, "No, I don't want the Nintendo thing. I just want the game." After confirming that she didn't own a DS, one lady told me, "I used to work in sales. I know you're trying to upsell me, and it's not going to work." Most of the time, they just thought they could put it in their computer somewhere or ask their children to help.
Well, they're going to help, and they're going to tell you, turn back around and get yourself a DS.
Yeah, well, exactly. And like you said, the cheeseburger one, his friend who worked at Burger King had exactly that thing happen. And I mean, I had that happen at Wendy's too. I mean, you try to explain to people, well, it's cheaper if you do it this way. Like, I know what I want. All right, you can pay more, bitch. Shit.
You always make the customer sound so mad from moment one.
You like my customer voice? Like I enjoy doing that voice. The ice dispenser broke at the fast food joint I used to work at. Oh, this is a good one. As a temporary fix, while we waited for the repair guy to come take a look at it, we set out a giant serving bowl full of ice with tongs so people could still ice their drinks. About 10 minutes after putting out the ice bowl, a customer comes up to me to complain the machine isn't dispensing ice. I tell him we know. A repair guy was called, but he's not here yet. In the meantime, there's a bowl next to the soda fountain so you can still get ice. The guy immediately gets an attitude and says, "How do I know that ice hasn't been sitting out there all day?" I stare at him for a good few seconds before saying, "Because it's still solid."
Oh my god. These people are real.
No, the angry customer voice is not based on my ant barrel. Okay. My laptop won't turn on. Did you plug it in and charge the battery? No. This is a laptop. It doesn't need to be plugged in. Ma'am, the battery still needs to be charged. Listen, this is a laptop. All right, Sarah. Thanks for coming by.
See you later. Ugh, and see you later, brain cells.
Yeah,
they
right?
Just keep losing.
They're gone. They're gone forever. Worked at Chick-fil-A and a customer pointed at a lemonade dispenser. On it says lemon, sugar, water. The customer asks for a lemon, sugar, water drink. I repeat back, a lemonade? His reply, no, the lemon, sugar, water drink.
Okay.
Blarble.
Like, that's a lemonade.
Yeah, I mean, lemonade's not complicated. That is literally what it is. All right, I've worked in call centers, and you get connected with some very weird people. Okay, are there any lights on the modem? No, it's unplugged. I unplugged it because I didn't like the lights. Oh, well, the modem needs to be plugged in to work. I don't want to get out of bed. Can you send the signal from your end? No. I mean, there's a little bit more, but wow. Crikey, my mind brain.
I don't want to get out of bed.
Can you just send the signal from your end? No, it's physically disconnected. You need to plug it in. I'm just on the phone with you. I don't get why you're giving me the runaround.
Well, you're in bed, so you ain't running anywhere.
That's real. That was the last one. Out of 20 out of 20, these were all amazing, and I lost 20 IQ points, so...
Yeah, I was going to lose them anyway, so 20.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need it for anyway, right? Okay.
What good is brain?
Brain. What is brain?
What is brain?
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off again? Yep, that's real, Sparkle. T-Sparkle works in IT, so they know that pain. Yeah, I'll just grind for intelligence to bring it back to the joke from earlier. Okay, so this one is from Oola.com, and if it ever will load... Oh, here it is. People share the worst thing a house guest did in their kitchen. So,
oh, no.
This should be interesting.
Oh, no. Probably, like, wipe their nose with a cloth or something. Ugh.
Well, probably worse than that, I mean. My worst house guest earned this title with a collection of small transgressions: never contributing to groceries but eating food at will, cleaning the guest bathroom by relocating and throwing away numerous items kept there for other guests to use, drinking my not-so-great strong drinks straight out of a cup with no mixers and staggering wasted around the house with while no one else was drinking, cleaning the kitchen aggressively after dinner for no real reason while everyone else was trying to just go chill, leading to popping the dishwasher open while it was running. Also, when the dishwasher wasn't running, he would kind of perch on the door as a seat, weakening the hinge. He changed all the settings on my washer and dryer, failed to close the door, almost letting our cats out, and even though he would be gone for multiple days at this point, I'm still finding trash of his that he bagged up in plastic bags, but then left all over the house in hiding spaces, for the most part bottles. I had another house guest who wouldn't shower, but would use the hot tub. Yeah, we drained it and cleaned it after he left. No more house guests, please.
Oh my god,
this guy's
too much. You might want to take 10 or 20% off there, Super Chief.
Like stewing in the hot tub. Like, this counts as a bath, right?
Gross.
Oh my god, that is cringe. Like
it's less of a hot tub and more of a soup.
Yeah, that's soup at that point. In college, I had a house. My roommate said his cousin from Australia was going to stay with us a couple of days. Cool. Then it was his cousin and her friend. Then friends. Then a few days meant 10 days. The 6 of them arrived, smelling like the fog that comes from the sewer, mixed with falafel, and asked if they could use the shower. Yes, please, by all means. Do you have a towel? Okay. Do you have soap? Sure. Then the disaster that was the shower after this lot got done. It was like ring upon ring of filth, a rainbow, with a spectrum that went from black to tan to green. Ew. They slept all day on the floor of the living room, would get mad when we walked through and woke them up. They never cleaned up. Stuff was strewn everywhere, but the worst part was the way they complained about everything American like it was my fault. I get it. The metric system is better. Yes, cars are dumb. On the last day, I get a text that they were going to make us dinner. Being that they were gross and vegan, I was wary, but when I got home, a big pot of spaghetti and red sauce was steaming and looking pretty fine. So we're eating. This sauce is fresh. Yeah, we got the tomatoes from your garden. We didn't have a garden. It was our neighbor's garden. A Greek fellow named Yanni, who lived to grow those tomatoes, who said he was going to call the police. He was eventually bribed with drinks, I believe. Wow.
These people are just the worst. The dickest of dicks.
I can't get over the filth in the shower, like the rainbow of filth. That's disgusting.
Practically Dickensian.
Ugh. Okay. I have this black sheep sister for decent reasons who my parents took in last year for over 8 months. She has 3 kids and they constantly make messes with no effort to clean them up. She taught her kids, my nephews, to be disrespectful to our family, and things got worse as time went on. She would put up long-winded notes in the fridge we let her use saying basically, this is food I bought, you are not allowed to use it. This would have been fine if she didn't use our groceries so freely. She was mad disrespectful, no rent money, and always causing a toxic drama. We are currently fighting a custody battle for her youngest son, who has lived with us for over a year. Wow.
That just got really real.
Yeah.
What the hell did I just walk back into?
We're reading a list of like the worst house guests ever, Paden.
Yeah, I'm living with 2 of them.
Oh,
More
snap.
like house invaders.
Yeah, that's what the first few have been. My wife is from Colombia. She woke up one day to tell me her aunt was planning to move to the USA and she needed some help to settle down in America for about 6 months to a year. I didn't like the idea, but she insisted and I couldn't say no. When she was settled with us, after 3 or 4 months, I started noticing things that bothered me. My wife had to deep clean the house every Saturday morning. I am sure she noticed after 3 months, but anyway, she never asked to help clean at all. Side note, in South America, regardless of your social status, everyone has a maid. She would express this to us and how hard it was for her to clean because it depressed her to do maid's work. On top of it, she would always play Colombia Valentos nonstop, back-to-back all day. She was so shameless that she would play them while we were cleaning the house and throw comments like, "This makes me feel like home. I remember Nazaria," her Colombian maid, loved playing this song while cooking. Big what the heck. What made us kick her out was the following. After 6 months of staying with us, she asked if she could invite her boyfriend for dinner so that we get to know him. I agreed and set up a big barbecue. The boyfriend, in his late 50s and also Colombian, gets so wasted he ends up naked, laying in his vomit and feces in the guest bathroom. Wow, that escalated very quickly. How did we find him? Oh yes, my 4-year-old niece needed to go potty. She begged me if he could stay, as I was too wasted to drive him back. Of course, she was expecting us to drive him back an hour away from the party. Hi, Gibbs. I agreed since it had to do with safety. I was not happy, though. The following morning, I wake up and everyone is gone. I call my wife to ask where she was. She was driving them back to his house because he had to go to work. I was upset that they used my wife, but at the same time happy that they were gone. All of a sudden, I remember the guest bathroom. I thought they at least cleaned that. To my surprise, or not, they left the bathroom full of vomit and poop. When my wife returned with her aunt, I told her the only way she could stay with us is if she cleaned the guest bathroom. She took offense to this and asked my wife to please drive her to the boyfriend's house, and she was gone, and I was happy. Never said thank you, never apologized, and I never want them back in my house. Yeah, that went from 0 to 90 in like no time, is what Lykia said, and I agree. What the fuck?
So much for opening up your home to somebody. Jeez.
I know, right? They basically like. I mean, the shit and the vomit and oh my god. All right. I used to live in a house full of musicians, and one night one of my roommates had a show. They played with a band that was touring out of San Francisco, and the band had a group of 50 people that were following them across the country. It was like they had taken a time machine straight out of 1970 and ended up in the present day. They were driving 2 Volkswagen vans and an old bread delivery truck that the entire group would squeeze into, hadn't showered for weeks, and a few of them had been arrested a few days before sleeping on the roof of a local library so they could be closer to the stars. They were real true-to-life hippies and members of the Rainbow family, if I remember correctly. Anyway, my buddy got to talking to the guy who was obviously the leader of this group of enlightened individuals, and Dummy decided to invite them all over to our house to party and spend the night. My God, man. The chaos that ensued. I'll never see anything like it again. These people were nuts. There were only 4 of us roommates and 50 of them, so they took over. After a few hours of partying, we were ready for bed, but oh no, not our guests. I went upstairs to sleep and told my roommate who had invited them in that they were his problem. They kept going for a few hours, brought their instruments in from the truck, and started a 20-piece god-awful jam band in my living room and went until about 5 a.m. They all finally passed out around them, and I woke up at 8 a.m. If you've seen pictures of post-mass suicide Jonestown, this is how it looked. People passed out on the stairs, all over the house, in the basement, out in my backyard, my front porch, and the smell. I can't even begin to explain the stench. Just a mass of dirt, sweat, and grime. One guy woke up and grabbed his guitar, which then woke all the other people up, and they all grabbed their instruments and started making this god-awful racket that could be described as music if you suck. They ate all of our food, destroyed our bathrooms, and their smell lingered for at least a month. One of the guys, to thank us, thought it would be a great idea to leave a fresh watermelon in our kitchen without telling us. This would have been nice, albeit odd gesture, if he had placed the watermelon somewhere that we could see. But no, he put it up in a cabinet that we never opened and closed the door, so a few weeks later we had a swarm of fruit flies and the smell of rotting fruit permeating the kitchen, and nobody knew why. My roommate wasn't allowed to invite more than 5 people over at a time after that. Dude, I would say the roommate's not allowed to invite anybody over after that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, you lose all privileges.
I mean, they said the smell lasted months, and then they had the watermelon to deal with. That's just disgusting. Ew. AJ's linking to some Discord, some Instagram thing. Let me click that and see what it's all about. So this is related to something from earlier. It's an incident report from a high school. Dear Clark Central parents and guardians, I'm writing to inform you of an issue that we had today at our school intercom system. About 11:30, the system began to play the song "What's New Pussycat" throughout our entire school. The administration made repeated efforts to cease the music, but were unable to do so for approximately 45 minutes. That's fucking great.
45 minutes of What's New Pussycat. Oh my god.
What's New Pussycat? God. Alright, here's another one. My sister. My wife and I let her stay with us after my folks finally kicked her out for the first time. She had to be about 18 or 19 years old at the time. She was to watch our toddler son for us while we were at work. When we got home, we often had to clean up the kitchen and most of the house because she was a slob and couldn't be bothered to clean up either her messes or my boys. It came to a head one day when my wife discovered among all the left-out food and dishes that my sister had browned some ground beef in her brand-new wok using a fork. The wok was scarred and scratched beyond belief. My wife freaked for a second and asked her why she did that. A couple of minutes later, sister walked up to me in a huff and yelled, "You better talk to that witchy wife of yours." She went on for several minutes, calling my wife all kinds of names and threatening what she would do if that freaking witch says anything else to her. She had the nerve to look surprised when I calmly told her to get her stuff because she wasn't spending the night at our house. "You're going to kick me out because of that witch?" Yep. We were tired of walking on eggshells around her combustible behind anyway.
Witchy woman.
Ooh, witchy woman. Teenage girls are the devil.
Oh yeah, well they all think
they're Satan. Everything. They're the devil. There's no other way to explain it. They're just awful. Let's see. On our first anniversary, my girlfriend and I decided to go out of town for the weekend. We needed someone to look after our cat, and the only guy available was my friend Andrew. In hindsight, it was a total mistake asking him to do it because he was a complete slob, but he was our only option, and we figured he'd have enough decency not to mess up our place. We were wrong. The first thing we noticed when we got home was that almost all of our dishes were dirty and stacked in a big pile in the sink. In the fridge, we discovered a half-eaten apple pie from Pizza Hut covered in chicken bones. I almost can't go on. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Investigating further, I found that he had broken some of my stuff, supposedly by accident, but the real surprise was when we went into the basement to do laundry. He had built a big fort out of cardboard boxes with some rotting pizza left inside. I later discovered that he had been using my video camera and recorded himself living in the box fort, eating chicken wings and wearing my clothes, while a friend of his danced around totally naked in the background.
What the fuck?
What?
What the fucking shit?
Well, at least you got evidence.
Damn straight, but holy shit, dude. I can't that's gotta... Wow.
But he better have posted that on YouTube. Can you imagine? Maybe blur out the nakedness.
Yeah, VMX.exe has stopped responding. Wow. I bought one of those birthday cakes in one of those boxes with a little see-through plastic window for my wife's upcoming birthday. My friend ate all the cake outside the viewing area of that window, so that when I opened the box, there was only a little square left. Jerk. Okay, that's actually kind of funny, though. Like, I'll be honest.
Funny, but who goes and eats someone else's cake?
Assholes, that's who. But still, it's kind of funny. I mean, that's like
retrospect.
That's like Elaine eating her boss's like antique cake.
Yeah.
All right. My father-in-law is unfortunately a butthole who happened to stay at my home once. My significant other and I cooked dinner. It was something with a tomato sauce, and after a dinner full of father-in-law making racist, misogynistic, bigoted butthole statements, we went to clean up. The kitchen sink and dishwasher are maybe 10 feet from where he is sitting. I was taking my plate to the sink while making eye contact with and talking to my significant other. He apparently held out his full plate of tomato sauce for me to take to the sink right there, and I didn't notice. After I didn't take it, his response was to flip the plate upside down onto the white carpet. He didn't apologize or say oops or try to clean it up. His response was to cross his arms over his fat body and frown. He has not been invited back since, although whenever we're frustrated, we now think, to heck with it, plate flip.
Yeah, you could turn that into a meme easily.
Also,
this man is apparently 5 years old.
Yeah, apparently. That's just rude. Now, 5-year-olds have more couth than that.
I don't know about
you
that.
got me there.
I mean, I'm just saying, my nephew Nathan wouldn't do some fuck shit like that. Wow. Amazing. I was living with my sister at the time. Her boyfriend was visiting, and his friend too, and a few other people, and we all went out for a night out, got trashed, came back to our house, and continued drinking. Nothing unusual there. This was in my student days. Now, here comes the most outrageous thing that's ever happened to me. The after party was winding down. Some other people were asleep on the couch while others had gone to bed. This left my sister's boyfriend's friend, let's call him Rob, and me. I looked into my kitchen and saw Rob, who had been blackout wasted an hour earlier, with his trousers down around his ankles, sitting in my kitchen bin, literally taking a dump.
What?
This guy was so That's true, like yes. This guy was so wasted he thought my kitchen bin was a toilet. I went upstairs for a few minutes and laid down in disbelief. I came back downstairs to the scene of the crime to see if my eyes were deceiving me. Nope. Crap in the bin. I took the bag outside to the bin. Let's try that again. I took the bag outside to the bin in the garden and slept it off. Next day, Rob denied this ever happened, so I sent my sister's boyfriend to open up the bag and see for himself. There it was, a big dump. The guy still denies it to this day, but apparently a similar event happened a few years later where he took a dump under his hotel mattress. What is wrong with people?
Wow. Any port in a storm or any hole in a house.
How do you take a dump under a mattress in a hotel? I'm trying to understand the logistics of that.
I took a dump in a bag once. It was not fun.
Yeah, but like that could...
Was that out of necessity?
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, he is a trucker. But,
unfortunately,
yeah.
One of those situations where...
Just think about that. Like, think about having to hold the mattress up with one hand while you're squatting there, and like, that's just malicious at that point. Like, you have to coordinate things to make that happen.
Maybe he crapped on top of it and then flipped the mattress over and hoped nobody would notice.
You're probably right. Paden nailed it. That's probably it. And AJ just said Sean once told a story about how he's at a party and ran into someone who was peeing into a trash can. I mean, ugh, that's gross. All right. In a trash can?
Yeah, because I had to go.
In somebody's house?
Yeah.
Pee in the sink. It has a drain.
Yeah, like a normal person.
Well, I mean, think about it. You pee in the sink, you run the hot water for a little bit, it's gone. You pee in the trash, just piss in the trash, and it ain't going anywhere.
And now you have pee trash.
Yeah.
Let's just say, don't ever have one bathroom in a household full of like 50 people. Let's put it that way.
I mean, you're a guy. You could have just went outside and peed on a tree, right?
Shit.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, see? All right.
No, I did not.
When no one was looking... Somebody clip that, please. Can somebody in the chat please clip that part? Okay. When no one when no one... Yeah. When no one was looking, a house guest went through the drink cabinet, found an unopened bottle, and downed the whole lot. He then placed the bottle back in the cupboard as though nothing had happened before proceeding to the bathroom where he vomited on everything except in the toilet. He didn't clean any of it up, but before leaving, did use my significant other's toothbrush.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Oh. Yeah, I used logic. It was super effective. Like, yes. Wow. I had a rager of a party a few years back, and some dude decided to make soup in my bathtub. He was inclusive in his approach and followed and allowed anyone to add their own ingredients, but he was the chef and protected it all night. I didn't find out about it until early in the morning because I was busy being off my behind and all that. Included in the soup was vomit, blood, a few rubbers not used, a crap ton of water, spirits and other hard drinks, some noodles, pasta, cereal, milk, and a fish that someone had taken from my neighbor's pond, which subsequently died. There's a ton of other stuff in there too, but that is what I remember. Well, that's enough, don't you think?
That sucks.
Sounds like a minestrone.
I mean...
Seafood style.
Minestrone's vegetable soup, so I don't know about that, but...
At the blind school I went to, whenever we would have, quote, minestrone soup, it was pretty much what was left over from the day before, just turned into soup.
Yeah, that sounds like a summer camp kind of thing, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Did anybody clip that? If so, please post the clip both in the chat and in my Discord if you can. I would really love that clip to be saved. I had a party when I was about 15, more jelly and ice cream than shots and going wild, as we were fairly sheltered. Someone we brought along their friend who looked a similar age to us, quite short, but he was 23 at the time. He brought along a bottle and proceeded to drink most of it within a couple of hours. Nobody else at the party was drinking, just chilling and playing games. He proceeded to ignore the two different bathrooms and went into the kitchen where my parents were trying to avoid cramping my style and vomited into the kitchen sink all over the plates and then left without saying anything or helping to clear it up. The next morning he went on Facebook and made some cruel personal comments about me. Then, when I phoned him in tears to tell him to take it down and that he should fucking... Hold on 1 second. My browser just crashed. Fucking mobile browser.
Even your browser's like, nuh-uh.
Yeah. Well, I do have like 100 tabs. I do have like 100 tabs open in Firefox mobile versions, so that's why I wanted to get rid of some of these, because a lot of them are lists. All right, I got it back up, but I gotta like scroll down to where we were, because obviously it went back to the top. Shit. Oh wait, there's the birthday cake one. The bigoted butthole tomato sauce.
The bigoted butthole.
Yeah. Okay, that was the puke soup.
Yeah, that's the one that we were just on.
Toothbrush. Okay, here we are, I think. Oh, yeah, okay, so, yeah. So I called him up crying. Here we are. Okay, so I phoned him in tears to tell him to take it down and that he should apologize for the mess he made in the kitchen, which I had to clean up. He recorded the conversation, uploaded it to YouTube, and then made great efforts to distribute it on Reddit and across Facebook. No idea why his embarrassment at being a wasted jerk evolved into being a bully, but it's been 10 years and I still avoid him if I bump into him on the street. Psycho creep. Wow.
Psycho hose beast.
Thank you, Sparkle, for the clip there. Psycho hose beast. Wow. Tell me how you really feel. Can you also post that in my Discord, please, Sparkle? Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry. Say that again, Paden.
I said I feel obliged.
Yeah. Damn, right? The worst house guest we ever had was in college, our friend Malcolm. We had smut mags in our bathroom. Nobody even looked at them after the first month. They were just there. It seemed like it should be. All respectable smut consumption was done on the computer screens anyway. So I have to take a drink of water here. So Malcolm came over for a hang, got wasted and stoned, passed out on our couch. That's fine, we just left him. It's not the first time a friend needed to sleep it off. We woke the next morning. Here's the list. He went to the bathroom and pooped. He clogged the toilet. He found the smut and enjoyed it. He went into our kitchen and got a huge bowl. My hippie roommate's expensive Kashi cereal and a full container of his expensive almond milk out of the fridge. He poured himself a bowl of cereal, it was more like a popcorn bowl to be honest, by emptying all of the contents into the bowl. He must have decided he didn't like it because he probably only ate one or two or three spoonfuls before he abandoned it on the table. He left the refrigerator door open as well as the front door. All this was verified by our other roommate who had just gotten back to the tower and saw him leaving in the lobby. This is to rule out anyone else possibly doing this. Malcolm wins.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. In high school, this one girl brought her boyfriend over to my birthday party. It was a sleepover and he was told to leave at 10. Turns out that he's a bit older than us and creepy. He hit on others in front of his girlfriend. Anyways, after getting handsy in front of my mom, she lost it and kicked him out. The girl later on went on to sugar rampage and threw ice cream cake into my fish tank, then sprayed a whole can of air freshener in the room while we slept. She did lots of annoying crap like calling random numbers at 3 a.m. and stuff, then told us how she slept with the dad of the kids she babysat. I never hung out with her again after that night.
One of the times you could say, I slept with your father.
I mean, that's... the thing that I can't get over is dumping ice cream cake into the fish tank.
I mean, the poor fish.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't like that. I'm not sure that they would have survived that. That's crazy. All right, my mother's husband's daughter showed up on 2 hours' notice with her boyfriend and said boyfriend's German Shepherd. They stayed the night, then went to see her grandparents, taking our entire supply of dog food with them for 2 days. Because her dad is such a narcissistic idiot, I had to purchase my own separate groceries rather than just toss money into a collective fund for the whole household. Now, because her father never punished her, she also grew up to be a narcissistic idiot, and as a result, I had to mark the food I purchased explicitly, which didn't matter because she'd eat and drink my stuff anyway. So had my mom's husband, despite him having thrown a fit over food that resulted in me purchasing my own food in the first place. So yeah, this wonderful human being threw a crap fit one night because I figured he was a decent human being and had made a plate of food for my mother since she was working. When she got home, I asked if I could have it since she was starting a vegan thing, and she said I could. Nope, those were his seconds. He threw a gosh darn temper tantrum over 2 pork chops and a baked potato. So that particular weekend, daughter plus daughter's BF plus mom's hubby's BFF were all eating my leftover spaghetti, despite it being quite clearly labeled spaghetti that I had bought and cooked myself. They're stealing food from a disabled dude on food stamps. After the daughter left while his buddy was still there, I told him that he needed to pay me back for the food they'd eaten and the pop his daughter and BF had consumed. Oh my god, my daughter is not a pop stealer. She must not have known that they were yours. Which is what he'd said the last time. So in order to get my sodas, they would have to remove 2 strips of masking tape that says VK soda do not drink. So I told him that if his daughter wasn't a pop stealer, she was either blind, illiterate, or mentally insane. Oh my god, they're like 50 cents. And they drank 8 of them, so that's $4. Or, about the same value of food that you pitched a fit over and forced me to purchase and maintain my own separate stock of food. And despite by fewer times than I can count on my fingers while I was living there, she insisted on having me maintain a bedroom there in which no one else was allowed to sleep. His daughter, who is there twice a year, absolutely must have a bedroom. My siblings and niece that are there every other weekend, darn them, they can sleep on the couch. All right, T-Sparkle, thanks for coming by, man.
Holy cow, there's a lot to digest.
No, Moogle, honestly, I'm trying to clear off some of the lists on my phone here because I have way too many tabs open in mobile Firefox right now. I mean, I'll admit it, some of it is Pornhub, but not all of it.
Like, just the selfish self-entitlement, just...
Yeah, that was the last one. How many were these? Like 30, I think? Oh, there was no number. All right, A- is what I say. What do you guys say?
B.
B for Beh.
I give it a straight A.
A straight A? Okay. I didn't know that A's had orientations.
No.
That's not what I mean.
Yeah, sure it ain't. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, this one's from Ula.com as well, and if it ever loads, I'll tell you what the title is. Like you said, only gay A's here, right? Yeah. Food service workers share the most infuriating customer encounter they've ever experienced. This should be fun. Let's see. Here's the first one. We must have had an idiot's eat for free sale. This old man called me princess. It made me cringe, but what are you going to do, right? So later on, I brought his meal out and announced it, and he said, yes, here, bring it to daddy. I could have vomited right there all over him and his dinner. I gave him a death stare the rest of the night.
Ew.
I think he was attracted when he did that.
My skin is crawling. That's no excuse. You don't treat people like that. My skin is crawling.
Yeah, Beryl and I have the same idea, just ew.
Ew. Or as Beryl would sometimes say, that is a lot of yikes. I had just started my job as a cashier at a grocery store about 2 weeks before the following story took place. I was at a register by myself and everything was going all right. There was a forecast for heavy snow later that night, so the store was slammed. People were fighting over items in the aisles, over carts, and over places in the checkout line. I'm not sure what it is about snow on the weather forecast that makes people lose their minds. Yeah, they get that French toast syndrome. A customer came to my line and started scanning through his items. He was complaining about how busy the store was and how long the lines were throughout the transaction, which was understandable. After I rang up his purchases, he handed me a coupon for his corned beef. There was a massive discount on it ahead of St. Patrick's Day. However, the coupon didn't start until the following day. I informed him of this and he said, it's only one day. Can you give me the sale price anyways? What does it matter to you? After telling him that I couldn't use the coupon, I picked up the package, yelled, well, then I don't want it, and threw it at me. Hard. I managed to dodge it so that it just brushed my shoulder, but it hit the floor with a lovely splat sound. I was so busy that I didn't want to bother anyone, so I just picked it up, avoided it, and rang him out. That's fucked up, yeah.
Man, there was like a tripwire just waiting to be triggered.
And Lykios reacted to that previous one about the, oh yeah, bring it to daddy. Like, you don't even talk to strippers that way.
Yeah, it just feels
it's
like you
true.
gotta take a shower after.
No, that's real, Lykios. All right, I work at a self-checkouts at a grocery store. Yesterday, that's the same one, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. It just starts the same. Yesterday we were swamped. I had customers at every register and lines wrapped around the store, and we were understaffed. I needed a manager override for 2 registers, and of course, nobody was picking up the phone. As I was dialing various phones and paging different people trying to get a hold of someone while also talking to customers, I heard a guy yell, yo, from another checkout lane. I looked over and saw a guy leaning on the produce scale/scanner and the machine loudly telling him to remove everything from the scanner. This is something people do 100 times a day. They lean on the scale, ignore the directions, and either get mad or confused when it doesn't let them continue with their order. So I hung up the phone and walked over to him to tell him this, and he instantly became hostile. You can't lean on that. It's a scale. First of all, don't tell me what I can and can't do. And I wasn't leaning on the scale. I just watched you lean on it. I was not leaning on it. Please remove all objects or items from the scanner. You're leaning on it right now. This went back and forth for a bit, with him proceeding to make a big show out of looking at my name tag and mispronouncing my common name. He asked for a manager, so I went over and paged someone for like the 5th time. He kept arguing with me and yelling for a manager while I was trying to tell him that I already called her and that he dropped this bomb on me. Are you telling me that leaning on the scale is the reason I didn't get a receipt? I never told him that, and until this moment, he never mentioned anything about a receipt. As the whole store was a mess and there were carts of both bagged and unbagged items scattered everywhere, I didn't know that he'd already paid. As I finally processed that this is what I was supposed to gather for him loudly screaming, yo, at me 20 feet away, the manager showed up. I went over to my computer and printed out a receipt for the guy while the manager checked the printer on his register. It turns out the roll of paper ran out and he started screaming about how I knew it was out of paper because he used to work here. As he was yelling about that, I handed the manager the printed receipt because I didn't even want to look at this guy. Finally, the customer left, screaming at the manager the entire way out. Oddly enough, the 2 customers that had politely made me aware of their problem had been waiting for 10 to 15 minutes were patient and even told me that I handled it well. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's just rude.
Good thing you don't work in retail.
Thanks for coming by, Moogle. Yeah, right. It's a good thing you don't work in retail is right.
Did y'all ever see that movie Anger Management with Sandler?
Yeah, it was completely awful, but I enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah, but there's a scene where he says, you're the cashier that puts up with everyone's shit, and then one day you just come in and shoot everyone in the store.
That's true.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put up with it, and then one day, die!
Oh, man. All right, well, don't do that.
No, man, I'm the guy who's hiding in the frozen food
Yeah,
section.
yeah, exactly.
That's why the truck driver.
He's like, moon pie. What a time to be alive. All right. The following is an encounter I had with an awful man refusing to believe that I knew what I was talking about. Do you have any mincemeat pies? Hello. No, we do not currently have any mincemeat pie, and I don't think we'll be getting any this season. What do you mean you don't think you have any? Go check. Oh, I meant I know that we don't currently have any in stock. Corporate is just a little slow in communicating with anyone except managers, so I'm not sure if we'll be getting any mincemeat pies this season. Well, can you check? I just finished our shipment for the day, and I spent about 4 hours a shift in the freezer. Trust me, I'm the first to know when we get a new product. If you leave your name and number, I'll be happy to call you if or when we get mincemeat pie. Forget it, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. I'll wait for somebody who does. Okay, well, I'm the only one here for the rest of the day and 6 of the 7 nights each week, so if you'd like to double check, you'll have to come in or call in the morning. You had mincemeat pie last year. I know you have it. We really don't. If it'll make you feel better, though, I'll gladly check the freezer. Finally! I need 2. I pop in the freezer real quick, hang out for a second, I come back out and break the bad news. Gosh, so sorry. We do not have any mincemeat pies. What's your name? You clearly don't know anything. My name is whatever, and my manager's name is whoever. If you like, I can call a general manager over and you can voice your complaints to him. No, I'm going to speak with your manager and get you fired for not knowing how to do your job. He then stomped away. I come in early the next day and heard the manager talking to the decorator about the mincemeat pies, and the guy actually called in to complain about me. I didn't get punished, but I believe the man was trying to get me fired because he thought I was purposefully hiding frozen mincemeat pies from him. Oh, well, you got to hoard those things, otherwise,
I think the problem here is simply that the guy wasn't saying what he wanted to hear.
Yeah,
That's it.
But the thing is, you can't back it up. You can say, yes, we do have them, sir. They're all yours, and then you don't have them.
And then cut.
What was that, Paden?
I was going to say, listening to these lists is really starting to piss me off. Hearing everybody, what the fuck, dude? I would have already punched the guy.
I know, right?
Cut to the clerk hiding in the freezer with all these mincemeat pies. They're mine. They're mine.
Yeah.
Call 911.
Oh my god. All right. I work at a chain store primarily known for their ice cream mixed with toppings in a fairly busy mall in Canada. I usually work Sundays with the same 3 people, my shift leader and 2 other fellow employees. The Sunday old lady comes every week on Sunday, and every single time without fail, she will give a small amount of money, ask for an ice cream, and then complain about things being so darn expensive. We're a chain store. Things are not that expensive. I arrive in the middle of a mini rush, so I jump in to help. Lo and behold, Sunday old lady is there in the middle of a rush. How much is a mini ice cream? It's $4.08. Throws out $2.50 and looks at my coworker expectingly. Hi. So then the other person comes in. Hi, what can I get for you? An ice cream that size. Points to the mini cup. At this point, she has taken back the 5 dimes. There's only $2 here. I know. Well, I can't give that to you, but I can get you an ice cream. We usually just give her a kid's cone, which is $2.30, but we discount it for her. Probably a mistake because she keeps coming back, but our manager regularly presses us to appease customers to avoid complaints. I take the money and put it behind the top of the till and go make the cone because the till won't open until I enter the amount given and the money received is more or equal to what is owed. I was going to do it after she leaves because it makes the transaction a lot easier on my part, so I return with her ice cream cone and hope she will leave. What, no change? At this point, I'm beyond irritating, and I just blink and look at her. Ma'am, your cone is $2.30. You gave me $2, and I still got you your cone. My coworker sees me still with Sunday old lady and steps in, so I move to the next till and serve the next customer who has patiently been waiting. That cone is $2.30, and you gave us $2. That's so expensive. Ma'am, we just work here. We don't set any of the prices. Meanwhile, I was wondering what size that cone was. Gestures to the old lady who is still there and glaring at my coworker. Oh, that's our kid-size cone. That's perfect. I'll take one of those. What? I don't want this. This is for kids. Sure. Would you like that dipped? I continue taking the customer's order while Sunday old lady is still going on about how she doesn't want the cone. My coworker has left at this point to continue making pending orders, so we thought she would just take the cone and leave us because she usually does, but she did not. I accidentally made eye contact with her. Well, I'm not taking it. Okay, not our problem. Give me my money. Okay, here you go. Bye. So she leaves, mad and grumbling. You would think that she would not come back, but I knew she would come back, and she did 5 minutes later, and with $3 this time. My coworker helped her and poked around the till for a minute to discount the mini-sized ice cream from $4.08 to about $3, and even ended up taking some coins out of our tip jar, of which, when we first opened, she dug through and tried... Oh, come on, load the rest of it. Come on, mobile Firefox, stop fucking up on me. It does not like this particular list. Fucking... Okay, wait. I'm scrolling back. Okay, mincemeat pies, blah, blah, blah. I have to reload it because it's fucking up.
Unknown riddle. I think it's just that these people have very empty lives and need to fill it with bitching.
Sometimes the brain goes bad and you have to throw out the whole person.
Right. Throw out the baby and the bathwater.
Indeed.
You know, a bullet can fix that. So of course I'm sick in the head, so don't ever follow what I say.
Yeah, no, don't worry, we won't. It is, you know what? It is.
I like that.
It is boomer entitlement. Oh, you can keep that, man. You can use that. I've been saying it around for a long time. Sometimes the brain goes bad and you have to throw away the whole person. Okay. So hold on, I'm trying to... Okay, so she dug through this tip jar. Okay. He later told me when asking for the price of the different sizes, she pointed to the small size and clearly lost her marbles again after being told that it was $4.82. She does this every week, and we really don't know what to do. All right, so there's one more here. Oh, yeah, well, I got it, AJ. It unfucked itself. What did you, Google this? And wait. He sent me the link to this story. Well, he didn't send me the link, but he copied. He found it. AJ found the fucking thing, and they fucking sent it to me on Steam. That's amazing. You must have Googled it or something.
Damn, they're lightning quick.
All right, this is about a lady I named Snowflake. Snowflake sucked. I've got a party of 70 rehearsal dinner crammed to the gills with oblivious guests. Our tables are as close to the walls as they can be while still allowing us to pass. And of course, every overweight guy and cluster of chattering girls is blocking the path between the kitchen and bar. The menu is simple. Salad, choice of chicken or fish, dessert. This was cleared months ago with the bride and groom's parents. This is the menu. We don't go off book, considering this venue has at least 3 other events going on at the same time. Enter the lady. Young, blonde, sundress and Uggs, iPhone magnetized to her forehead. We finally get a drink in everyone's hand and encourage them to be seated. They do, and of course, they sit wherever they want despite the assigned seating. Place cards indicating menu choices. F you, F me, F everybody. We always ask if there are any dietary restrictions in the group when we ask for final counts back, and we accommodate accordingly. Sounds party practice, right? No, throw that crap out the window. Time to drop salads. I got a couple of dressings on sides. No seeds. Easy stuff. I personally dropped the salad in front of our lady, and she takes a split millisecond to take her eyes off her phone and say, "Is that cheese?" "I can't have cheese," as if I directly threatened her. "Oh, okay, I can get you a salad without cheese." She doesn't respond, just shakes her head. I go back to the kitchen, get a salad with no cheese, bring it out. Here you are. "Is that dressing on there? Is there mayo in there?" Yes, this is our house still. "I told you I can't have dairy and I'm gluten-free. Bring me a salad without dairy and no gluten-free." iPhone glues back to her head. I go back to the kitchen and announce to the team, "All right, we got a frickin' snowflake." Team shouts, "Yes, chef," and forget her. I go, "I need greens on a plate, some frickin' air on top, and a ramekin of oil on the side." In my hand in about 5 seconds. Back out I go. I set out the plate in front of Snowflake. I can see over her shoulder she's taken pics of the previous salads and is uploading them with, "Are they trying to kill me?" I leave before she can complain about her nothing salad. Entree comes around, and I've coded names with guests since our foolproof seating chart has gone completely to crap. I drop chicken in front of Snowflake, not subjecting my staff to this one. Of course she has an issue with it, despite me making it as plain as possible. Baked chicken, plain veggies, brown rice. She starts complaining. "What is this? Am I supposed to eat this? It's all plain." "Miss, I'm just trying to accommodate your dietary restrictions. We left everything off that could interfere with your diet." "But it's so plain. Don't you have any soup?" "No, we don't have any soup." "Can't you just make some soup?" "No, we cannot just make some soup." "How hard is it just to make some broth and throw some vegetables in?" Into the kitchen I go. Snowflake is requesting soup. Snowflake requires warm broth with vegetables thrown in. "Yes, chef." I present a bowl of warm broth with some uncooked mirepoix in. I had to walk very slowly not to spill. Snowflake had no words, just a defeated snarl into her phone. Ask and ye shall receive, you sucker. She didn't say crap about dessert, just ignored it and Instagrammed it. All right. I'm actually going to cut this short because I realize we're just about out of time here, and the list is like we're only like halfway through it. So why don't we we'll just stop there and grade it. That's just like I'm going to give it an A. It's just like a gay A.
Yeah.
Yeah. A.
I would give that woman boogers and cum.
Boogers and cum. Boogers and cum.
I give that a bisexual A.
Ooh.
It's all kinds of A's.
So that's an A plus.
Hey now.
I know, everybody. So, thank you all for coming by the stream. This has been the List Critics Live. We'll try to get this back to a monthly thing. I don't think that I can actually do 2 episodes of List Critics a month, but I think if we do it as a live stream and have, multiple guest hosts, I think that more than makes up for it. Give her a jizz sandwich, like Yo said. So we're going to go ahead and do a raid. Let's go ahead and raid somebody.
Raid!
And thank you guys for all coming by the stream. Please stick around for the raid. Please do not bail on the raid. It is usually important that you stick around because it really helps my channel grow. So we have some choices here, but I know who we're going to raid. We're going to raid my friend Roz. She's really funny. She's currently torturing herself by trying to do a 100% run of Final Fantasy VIII, which was like her first Final Fantasy game when she was a kid, so she went back into it thinking that it would hold up. Yeah, so we're gonna raid Rozing it. If you're a subscriber to the channel, please spam that gives emoji, say oof oof oof, show some VMX love and where you came from. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider doing it, as Twitch and YouTube are my only sources of revenue right now, and it really does help me out a lot. Here we go. And
like I did.
Yeah, oh, well, we told her about that, and she wondered if you were crazy or not.
Oh, I'm going to say this right now. When you binge watch Chrono Trigger, I mentioned that comment you made like 5 times. The whole time I say, yes, I love pain.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna head and we're gonna raid Roz, and just to tell you guys what's going on for the rest of the week, let me just bring my schedule up real quick here. So come by tomorrow at 1 p.m. for some Injustice. We're gonna be doing ladders in Injustice. Thursday night at 8 p.m. is Dragon Age Awakening. Friday for Random Ass Friday at 2 p.m. is Into the Breach, and then 8 p.m. on Saturday is more Dragon Age Awakening. Here we go. Here we fucking go.
Later, guys.
Hey, I don't know if they heard you. I already hit the button.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. You guys will. I don't know if you can hear her stream, but
Necro with
Not
the
really.
raid. 9 people. Hey guys.
I don't know if. Yeah, she's happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Necro, for dropping in.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I got some stuff to do.
I am.
All right,
Thanks so much
Have a
for
good one, man.
helping me out with this, man.
It's fun.
Yeah.